How often does your job call you out of bed in the middle of the night? Well, if you were a doctor, it would be often. And generally, there isn't much time to spare.
Coffee, Doctor?
Oh, fine. Have a Camel with your coffee.
Thanks.
You know, this night work's kind of rough, isn't it?
That's right. But a Camel's always a pleasure.
Yes, folks, the pleasing mildness of a Camel is just as enjoyable to a doctor as it is to you or me. In a nationwide survey, doctors in all branches of medicine were asked, "What cigarette do you smoke, doctor?" The brand named most was Camel's. Tens of thousands of doctors, general practitioners, surgeons, specialists, doctors in every branch of medicine were included. And according to this nationwide survey, more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette. Try Camels yourself, the cigarette so many doctors enjoy.
Getting pretty late when I hit the trail. When you snoop around for a living like I do, it ain't a 9-to-5 job. I knew it was my kind of case the minute I got wind of it. Not exactly what you'd call open and shut. A map with a message. Follow the trail of genuine taste. Something about it, I don't know. It had a familiar smell. Like a road I've been down before. Like a road I definitely wanted to travel again. The trail picked up on 5th Street at a diner called Joe's Lounge. Happens to be a hangout of mine. I walk in sniffing for clues, and I pick one up right off the bat. A familiar aroma. Like a good smoke. Like a Camel filter.
Hey, Roger. Mr. Leary's waiting for you.
I wasn't expecting a reception, but I knew the name. Ned Leary. That spelled tobacco. One of RJR's senior marketing managers for Camel and Winston brands. Mr. Leary?
Yep.
This come from you?
I had something to do with it.
So what am I looking for?
The secret to Camel's taste. It's genuine taste.
You care to let me in on it?
Strategy. Consumer strategy. Sales strategy. A way to let the smoking public know.
Who else needs to be in on it?
Our sales force, naturally. We're adding a whole new dimension to Camel. A product story. Told through personal selling. I'm talking about one-on-one sales rep to smoker.
Uh-huh. Tell me more.
We're adding to the arsenal, upping the ante, with a product message that'll set Camel apart from the competition. The only one with genuine taste.
Nice angle.
The only angle. An effective selling tool.
You think they'll use it?
They use every good tool they can get their hands on.
Couldn't it wait till daylight?
Tomorrow's too late. They need this information right away if they want to build their volume and share.
I got a feeling there's something else going on here.
There is. Everybody knows Camel's a roaring success, thanks to the big guy, Joe Camel. But Joe can't carry the entire load by himself. He might be the most popular spokes Camel of all time, but he needs a product message. Even Joe knows it. He's been bugging us for one message the consumer will remember, a message that'll leverage the true strength of Camel. And that can be only one thing, Camel's genuine taste. I got an idea. I can draw you a picture. It's a pyramid. Camel's at the top, of course. Joe's over here doing his part, but the brand needs more support. That's where genuine taste comes in. It's the final leg.
It's been there the whole time.
You bet, but out of sight. We're putting it in lights where everybody can see it.
Just a minute, Leary. There's more.
Jim Best. I should have known it. RJR's area VP for Southern Sales. A heavy hitter. I wondered what his angle was on Camel's genuine taste.
It's what we've been missing. We hardly ever met a smoker who doesn't like the big guy.
The big guy.
Joe Camel. But the product's been the hurdle. Now we're going to work that front with something we can own. Something unique. It starts with an 80-year tradition of quality born in 1913. The Camel brand stands for quality, like Levi and Harley and Zippo. They're still around, not because they're just okay, but because they've always been the best, just like Camel.
You been keeping this under your hat?
Just putting it together in a neat package. We're making the secret of Camel's popularity known to the smoking public. A time-tested blend of 3 premium tobaccos. We were the first to do it, and guess why? We did it to strike the right balance between flavor and smoothness. And we're still using the 3 tobacco blend today.
Your biggest competitor doesn't seem to need a product story.
What do you think come to where the flavor is means? They don't separate their image from the product. Neither can we. We've got the image advantage, but we've got to hit harder on product. 80 years worth.
Yeah, but smoking styles have changed over the last 80 years.
That's exactly right. And today there's a style of Camel that's right for every smoker. 14 styles in all, each one distinctively balanced for smooth, rich flavor, but all delivering genuine taste.
Okay, you build a mighty strong case for smokers to switch to Camel, Mr. Best. So, where does the trail go from here?
Where it matters most.
Straight to the point of sale. Next stop, a convenience store way up on Broadway. First of a dozen points of sale on the trail of Camel's genuine taste. It was already adding up. The recipe. 3 premium tobaccos, blended for the right balance of smoothness and flavor. Camel's 80-year history. Now that's what I'd call a genuine fact. But how are you going to get the smokers to switch? First, they got to be put on the trail, just like me. The place was jumping. I headed for the Camel display and blended into the scene. Just in time for the overture.
Excuse me, I see that you're a smoker.
Yeah?
Well, I'd like to ask you a few questions, but first I need to know your date of birth.
Why do you need to know that?
Well, I can only make promotional offers to adult smokers.
Oh, 10/17/65.
The Camel rep hit all the right notes. If anybody looked less than 30, he made sure they were over 21. If they weren't over 21, no discussion. I saw it with my own eyes.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Okay. Pack of the Marlboro Reds, please.
Yes, sir.
Here we go. There you go.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Excuse me, I noticed that you're a smoker.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is John Elligate. I'm with R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company.
Uh-huh.
Would you mind if I ask you your date of birth?
December 2nd, 1970.
All right. Do you mind if I ask you a few more questions?
Okay, sure.
Can we step over here out of the way of the clerk for just a second?
Sure.
What do you think of when I say the names Harley, Zippo, and Levi's?
I think of quality products. They've been around for a long time.
Right. And today I'd like to talk to you about a brand of cigarettes that has those same qualities.
Sure, why not?
It's Camel, and it offers that same authentic quality. It's been a time-trusted product for over 80 years. And just like Levi's and Harley, Camel has been the pioneer of quality. Its quality taste comes from a unique 3-tobacco blend that was created in 1913.
Oh, I never knew that about Camel. But they only come in full flavor, right?
You'd be surprised. Camel comes in a variety of styles, such as lights, wides, and special lights. 14 styles in all to suit every smoking taste. And I'll bet there's a Camel style you'd enjoy smoking.
Well, I really like what I'm smoking, and I'm not especially interested in switching.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but as a smoker, you care about taste, don't you?
Yeah.
Every Camel is a blend of 3 premium tobaccos. That blend is important because it gives you, the smoker, the perfect balance of smoothness and rich flavor. Tell you what, if you'll trade that pack of cigarettes back in for a pack of Camels, I'll give you another pack, absolutely free.
Sounds like a good deal to me.
All right. And remember that Camel, just like Harley and Zippo, is a product that you can count on.
I'll give it a try.
All right, now would you prefer lights or filters?
Camel Lights.
Okay. Now there's your 2 packs of Camel Lights. I'll need to take this one back from you. George, here's his pack of cigarettes back and a coupon for the other free pack.
Okay, thanks, John.
All right, thank you. Now, I know that you're going to like them, and we'd really like you to switch to Camel. So what I'm going to do now is tell you about our Camel Genuine Taste Mission Program. It's a program where we ask you to sign up to smoke Camels for the next 80 days in exchange for us sending you purchase incentives over that period.
80 days? I don't know.
Wait. It's not quite as hard as it seems. All you really have to do to get started in the program is fill out this card for us, giving us your name and address.
Okay.
All right, now here's a pen.
Great, thanks.
You're welcome. While you're filling that out, I'll tell you a little bit more about the information that's contained in this brochure, although I'm going to give it to you when we're all done. What you'll see is that over the next 80 days, we'll send you various purchase incentives along with bonus Camel Cash. Are you familiar with Camel Cash program?
No.
All right, in addition, let me get you one of these catalogs. It's our new Camel Cash catalog. And the bonus cash that you receive in this program, along with the cash that's contained on the back of your packs of cigarettes, can be redeemed for items in this catalog.
Okay.
All right, here you go.
Here you go.
Thank you. I also want to give you this coupon for a free pack of Camels when you buy a pack on your next visit to the store.
Great deal. Thanks.
And thank you for your commitment to smoke Camel for the next 80 days. And just remember, if you really want genuine taste, Camel is the brand for you.
Thinking back to the diner, I remembered something Leary said. They use every good tool they can get their hands on. It wasn't just talk. The trail of genuine taste really does lead to the point of sale, and beyond. The rep takes the time to get a commitment, and RJR takes it home. Every new case opens easy. This one opened wider than most. Caseloads of Camel mailings lined up for the mail wagon, one after another. Once that mailer went in, Camel was creating an 80-day relationship with each smoker. It was a fully charted Camel Taste mission. Promotional mailings, welcome mailings, story of the 80-year heritage, coupons, collector's tins, cash notes, more on the 3 tobacco blend and perfect balance, merchandisers and order forms and surveys, you name it. Buy 2, get 2. I put a few of those in my pocket, anticipating a need for more evidence. But if this wasn't evidence of an all-out campaign to put smokers on the trail to Camel, I don't know what would be. And once they're on the trail, Camel's genuine taste keeps them on. It doesn't take a map to see where the trail of Camel's genuine taste leads to. I thought I was the only one on a Camel Taste mission. Yeah, right. Me and every smoker the Camel rep talks to. Heading for my final destination, I thought I had the whole scoop. The personal selling angle, the printing operation, the entire Camel sales force equipped for the mission. Genuine taste, 80-year history.
And I'm sure there's a style of Camel you'd enjoy smoking.
You don't understand. I've been smoking Marlboros for 15 years.
Well, Camel's been blending 3 premium tobaccos for over 80 years. When it comes to genuine taste, you can't beat the taste of Camel.
Friendly, not pushy.
Marlboro Lights box?
$1.90, please.
Excuse me, do you have a minute?
Not really. I'm running late for an appointment.
Well, I won't keep you, but take this brochure. Inside it explains our Camel Genuine Taste mission, and there's a coupon so you can try Camels next time you're in the store.
Great, thanks. I'll give it a try.
Thank you, and I know you'll enjoy Camel's Genuine Taste.
The C notes.
And besides, I get free gifts for collecting Marlboro miles.
Well, Camel has a program, too. Camel Cash was the first program to offer free merchandise for proofs. And besides, Marlboro charges for shipping and handling. Camel doesn't. It just goes to show you, Marlboro can copy the things we do for smokers, but they can't copy Camel's genuine taste.
They were even converting store clerks to suitable Camel styles. Smokers over 21, of course.
Hey, George, are you still participating in the Camel Genuine Taste Mission program?
Yeah, I've been smoking Camels for, about a month now?
Great. It sounds like you're really enjoying that genuine taste that you can only get with Camel's special 3 tobacco blend.
You better believe it.
And then the clerk starts recommending Camel to his adult friends who are over 21 and smoke.
How you doing, George?
There he is. Hey, partner, how you been?
Pretty good.
Is that going to do it for you?
Give me a pack of Marlboro Lights.
Have you tried Camel Lights?
Camel? You gotta be kidding me.
No, man, I'm not kidding. They're a great tasting light cigarette. I tried them about a month ago. I've been smoking them ever since.
Okay, George. Let me try a pack.
Attaboy.
How much do I owe you?
You figure every trail's got to lead somewhere. I was beyond point of sale when it hit me like a rock out of the sky. The trail of genuine taste leads to conversion. One more stop and I could call it a night. Mission accomplished, Pat.
Hey, Roger, nice work. Have a seat. Want to smoke?
Yeah, thanks. Great plan. Looks like it's going to work.
That's because we've got all the right people out there. So tell me the story.
It's the formula for genuine taste. The blend of 3 premium tobaccos delivers a perfect balance of flavor and smoothness. And then you throw in an 80-year tradition of quality, and you offer it in 14 different styles.
That's the secret of genuine taste. That's the secret of getting smokers to switch.
Yeah, and you sell it one-on-one, and then you show them your commitment over 80 days' time.
And that's how we keep them on the trail.
The trail of genuine taste. Which leads to conversion. So, case closed, Pat?
Not yet, Roger. You just opened it. I'll close it myself. And now, it's your turn to get smokers on the case to the genuine taste of Camel. Camel's a strong contender in our brand portfolio. Now you have compelling reasons to persuade adult smokers to switch to Select or to Camel. As a sales rep, you'll continue to focus on our corporate priorities, execution of promotions, and superior retail presence. But personal selling will make the difference and sell more of our cigarettes. I am confident that by using these compelling messages, you'll build your business, smoker by smoker. And now, the case is closed.
It was 2 a.m. when I started this mission. And now the sun's about ready to wake up and shine, and the secret is out. The genuine taste of Camel at the end of the trail.
In 1993, there were 9. Blaze the Frog. Squealer the Pig. Cubby the Bear. Flash the Dolphin. Splash the Whale. Patty the Platypus. Chakra the Moose. Spot the Dog. Pinchers the Lobster. Joined together, they form the beginning of something really big, mysterious, and fun. H. Ty Warner established Ty Incorporated in 1986. A successful global company, they had a beautiful line of stuffed animals, including annual collectible bears. In 1993, Ty Warner came up with an idea to introduce a high-quality but low-price stuffed animal kids could afford and adults would enjoy helping them to collect. The first 9 Beanie Babies were born, designed to be fun, posable characters. Limited availability from the beginning created even a bigger demand. Since Beanie Babies retailed for $4.99 at most stores, by 1995, many people had started to have a good-sized collection. These collectors spread the word. The fever had begun. Lines formed. Beanies were in the news.
WBBO Talk Radio, hotter than Cabbage Patch dolls, Smurfs, hula hoops, and pet rocks ever hope to be, Beanie Babies are in the news today. A Hallmark store in Columbus, Ohio had over 500 people waiting in a line over 2 blocks long starting this morning at 5 a.m. The store opened at 10, and even though there was a limit of 3 Beanie Babies per customer, by noon they were sold out. Unfortunately, over 200 people were still in line, and they were upset, but the owner promised more Beanie Babies would be in by next week. I imagine they'll probably start lining up sometime soon. Unbelievable.
Ty opened a website. For many people, the hunt to complete and expand their collection became a quest. Lists in hand were the norm. Specific Beanie Babies became standard gifts. Beanie moms and dads began searching for working friends and buying multiples for others that couldn't leave work to find beanies. More people searched the net. Even custom software was invented so people could keep track of their collections. A massive secondary market was created internationally. And with every new retirement of Beanie Babies, values soared. Entrepreneurs came out of the woodwork.
Hey, you beaners out there in Beanie Land, this is the Beanie King. King. Hey, you looking for Garcia?
We got it!
Looking for the weenie?
We got it!
Looking for the 3 bunnies?
We got it!
Call the 800 number at the bottom of your screen. We buy, sell, or trade beanies 24 hours a day. That's right, or you can email your request. We got all those hard-to-find beanies you've been looking for. And remember to pick up a mini dome tent at your favorite gift store. The Beanie King makes them and wants you to have one. Beanie Babies, we got them!
Visit the Beanie King at the Ohio State Fair. A royal blue peanut purchased for $4.99 in 1993 was now worth over $5,000. In April of '97, McDonald's began a kids' meal campaign with an exclusive line of 10 miniature Beanie Babies made by Ty Incorporated called Teeny Beanie. The popularity of Teeny Beanies was incredible. Beanie Babies were in the news again.
WCFT News Time is 2:03. McDonald's better call the Ronald police, for today McDonald's announced they'd have to cut short their Kids Meal Teeny Beanie campaign due to the simple fact that they're out. McDonald's has been overwhelmed by the demand for the miniature Beanie Babies produced by Ty Incorporated exclusively for McDonald's. The set of 10 Beanie Babies has been sought after by Beanie Baby collectors, grandparents, and kids and people of all ages. People have been said to have been driving from one McDonald's after another in their quest to complete the set of 10. What do you suppose they're doing with all those hamburgers?
Everybody loved Teeny Beanies. In just 2 weeks, 100 million Teeny Beanies were gone. A set of 10 picked up for free is now worth $170. The McDonald's Teeny Beanie campaign made thousands more aware of Beanie Babies and helped catapult Beanie Babies to the status of the world's most desirable and successful collectible in history. Thai Beanie Babies have also become a popular item to use for charity and nonprofit fundraisers. Groups of all sizes have joined with TV and radio stations on their efforts.
This morning on KFRD, we're happy to be a part of a great fundraiser for the Old Murphy's Homeless Shelter. If you'd like to have a chance to buy the rare Princess Di Beanie Baby, you can register your silent auction bid by giving a call at 888-623-3000. Once again, that was 888-623-3000. By the way, the last bid we received was for $2,500. Thank you very much. The Princess Di Beanie Baby will be sold to the highest bidder this Friday at 8 a.m. So give us a call.
Another positive note of this young and exciting history are the hundreds of new businesses created from the popularity of Beanie Babies. Clothes, furniture, tag protectors, display cases, magazines, and even beanie trees are part of the growing list. From the first 9 to the Princess Bear, Erin, or Britannia, the hunt is on, and collectors from 2 to 82. Kids, grandparents, young couples, moms and dads are all being brought together in their search for Beanie Babies. It's a very happy affair. From all of them, we'd like to say, thanks, Ty Warner. Your success is well deserved.
Hi, I'm Steve Canton, producer and host of the Beanie Lover video. I hope you enjoyed the history of Beanie Babies. Now, we're going to take you on an adventure that you've never been on before. We're going to the Beanie Lover Convention, to Rosie Wells' Midwest Collectors Show. We're going to talk to you about the art of buy, sell, and trade, show you how to spot counterfeits, and take you to a seminar on tag generations. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's start with the art of buy, sell, and trade. Let's talk about the art of buy, sell, and trade. Isn't that something that's very important to every Beanie Baby collector? Sure it is. And what's the best way to go about buy, sell, trade? First of all, check the internet, learn about Beanie Babies. If you don't have a computer, read a book, buy a video. Hey, there's an idea. You'll learn about beanies in a lot of different ways. You can also learn about beanies by talking to other beanie people, talking to reputable dealers, going to a Beanie Baby show, and dealing with people that are at the vendor tables. Let's talk about Beanie Baby shows. Going to a Beanie Baby show is a lot of fun. But when you get there, one of the things that you definitely shouldn't do is start trading in the middle of the show with other people that came to the show. First of all, this is bad Beanie Baby etiquette. That's right, Beanie Baby etiquette. There is such a thing. Vendors will get very upset. They paid $50 for their table. They paid for advertising. The promoter paid for people to come in to trade with the vendors. If you start trading amongst each other, first of all, you're not trading with someone that you can usually get a phone number from or locate easily. Now let's talk about secondary dealers at stores. When you go to a store, don't park out in front of the store and wait for other people to come up to deal with you. That's just not nice. And let's be nice in this Beanie Baby world that we live in. And you'll get the best deal possible because you'll get a good reputation with the dealers. In the art of buy, sell, and trade, how do you know your righty from your lefty? If you know the prices that are current for the week that you're trading, you're going to be able to sit back and relax. That's right. Just check the Beanie Mom website if you have a computer. The prices are listed every week on what beanies are going for. Or you can subscribe to a weekly or buy a magazine. But stay updated with the prices. You need to know the prices to trade, buy, or sell correctly. Another important factor when you buy, sell, and trade beanies is to be informed. The more names you know and the more you know about beanies, the better off you'll be. Vendors appreciate the fact that you've studied the Beanie Babies. This is Liberté, not Liberty. This is the Princess Di Bear, of course. When you know the names and you correctly pronounce them, you're going to be treated with royalty. So when I'm trading with a vendor, how do I know what to get for Bucky? Well, what you want to do is know what the retail is and what the vendor is paying. The vendor will usually give you his wholesale price for Bucky against any retail price that he's selling for. This is a fair trade. I know you'll say, well, wait a minute, he's making something on this deal. Right, he is. And he's not going to sell you a beanie without making some profit. But if you've purchased Bucky a long time ago for $5 and you're selling Bucky for $40, do you really care if that vendor sells Bucky for $60? As long as you're getting a credit that makes you a profit and the vendor a profit, you should be happy. Learn to trade win-win, and you'll be happy, and you'll get the beanies you're looking for. Now we're going someplace where not very many people have been. We were at the Midwest Collectors Show, Rosie Wells' Midwest Collectors Show. And we stopped at the hotel the night before and were granted permission to visit the rooms where all the big dealers were trading. You're going to have fun on this journey. Let's go. Here we are at the Clubhouse Inn, right before the Rosie Wells Midwest Collectibles Show, talking with Rick Howe, and we have some very special beanies here that Rick's going to tell us about. Rick, what makes these beanies different from other beanies, and tell us about the value.
Okay, what these are is they're out of Broadway shows. This is the Ragtime Curlies, and it'll have a special ribbon on it that says Ragtime on it for the musical that was called Ragtime. Over here you got Phantom of the Opera, which has bongo, maples, velvet, and peanut, and on the tag it says the Phantom of the Opera. In the middle there you got Candace, same with the ribbons, they'll say Candace on them. The Joseph, 4 set of Garcia, Peace, Inch, and Fleece. And then you got Showboat on the end there, and they have also Showboat written on the tag with Goldie, Scoops, and Peace.
Now, do you sell the program with the set?
Yes, we sell it all as a set. If the set's not complete, it's not worth as much, so you got to make sure to have the whole set with the program.
So the Cubby beanie that was sold at the Chicago games, what's different about these?
Well, these are all brought out from shows, and the shows themselves sponsor it. It has no ties with Ty themselves. The shows put it on themselves.
Oh, I see. So they go out and they buy them from the secondary market.
Right.
And make up the ribbons and put this whole promotion together to help ticket sales?
Yeah. Help ticket sales and everything. And if you notice on all the Twish tags, they're all Canadian Twish tags on them.
So what do you think causes that to happen?
Well, I think they buy them on the secondary market over Canada or whatever and then put them together for the shows.
I see. Was it pretty successful for them?
Yes, it brings in a lot more money for the shows.
Are they able to raise the price of the ticket?
I think so.
Give me an example of what does the Phantom of the Opera set sell for right now?
Phantom of the Opera, the 4-piece set with the book is going for $1,200.
$1,200. Well, and what did they pay for it when they bought a ticket?
My dad and stepmom paid for it, and my wife bought it through them, so I think they might have. I have no idea what they paid for it.
What do you think the original, can you give us an idea what the original ticket was?
The original ticket, I think, for the Phantom of the Opera, they paid $85 for the ticket.
That came with the beanies?
No, that wouldn't have came with the beanies, because you couldn't get a maple for $85 this day. I'd say for the whole set, they might have paid around $400 for the...
$400, I see. What about the Ragtime musical here?
This Ragtime set goes for around $1,000 right now. Originally, I think we paid almost $650 for them.
Okay, and what about at the event itself?
At the show, I think they were going for around $350, $325, $350
for the ticket and the beanies.
Ticket and the beanies,
and includes the program.
Right.
I see. Well, that's certainly an interesting aspect of the beanie world that we live in here.
Yes, it is.
Great. Well, we wish you a lot of luck.
Okay. Thank you.
Basically, what would you take on this one of each?
The total price for all of them, where I got them marked, is $44. I'll go $4,200 on the whole set.
So $200.
That's with programs, everything.
Okay, I'm going to consider it. I'm not going to commit right now, but I mean, it seems $200 off for me. It's kind of not a lot of room for me to resell it.
Elaine, I see that you have a lot of tag savers here. Do you do big business in tag savers?
Well, this is the difference whether you have a tag saver on it or not. If you have your tag right here and you don't put a tag protector on, like this little guy, the end of it's nicked up, he would be about $2,200. Since this is nicked up, we're probably going to have to go $18 on it.
So you lost $400 for not having a 10-cent tag.
Right, and if it were creased even worse, a very creased tag takes half the value away from your beanie. So, you know, to spend $13.99 and get 100 of them, it's a good investment.
That's why the rare beanies over here in these cases, and you sell a lot of these cases too?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The wall of cases here. Wall of cases.
About 10,000 a month.
About 10,000 a month they go through. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
How many of these tag protectors do you go through a month?
You would know more on the count, but we go through cases.
Cases, tag protectors or cases?
There's a tag protector.
Tag protectors, shoot, we go through probably about, yeah, because it's 50 bags.
You know, I could probably go
50 bags a day, and how many in a bag?
500.
5,000. There's 100 here, so that's 5,000 a day? 5,000 a day. Okay, that's
I'll give you 19 for this.
150,000 a month.
One of these in there.
That's a lot of tag protectors.
18.
Let's see, we said 18 on this. 19, 20.
What can you give me on this then? I've got to go with the 2 and I'm out of here.
Okay. 2,000 altogether.
There we go.
And that's good. This little guy's going to appreciate it very well for you.
I am.
18 and 2.
What do you think you're going to get on that?
Yeah, it's not doing me anything. How about 1950?
We'll go 1975. And that's a deal. This is a nice.
1975.
You know what? We got people calling us.
And this is a very nice tag. I mean, it's got a little nick on it, and that's it.
And then I gotta get some of these.
Okay.
So you wanna throw these in?
No, I can't throw them in.
Okay, we'll just charge them two. Give me that.
Give me 1 second. Thank you.
What's he filming for?
What's he filming for?
Huh? We're going to be on a Beanie Baby video.
He's checking it out.
So you're checking his eyes?
Knowing if there's smoke.
Right.
Gotta check him for that.
Some
smoke.
people like, I mean, if they smell like smoke, they'll return them to us.
Right.
I mean, this is how I break it down. I mean, this piece alone, we sell with, if it had a mint tag. I mean, I've sold these as high as $3,500 for this one here without a tag. I mean, with a tag. Without a tag, I usually do half off. They're charging $1,100 for it. I mean, there's $500 for me in this piece right now without a tag. So this is a problem. This one here, I see less of these than these here. I mean, this one here is like extremely rare. This is almost as rare as a brown Old Face. Not as rare, but it's almost as rare. And I mean, I sold a brown Old Face Teddy with no tag for $2,000 last week. A brown with no tag. So I'm going to buy this one. This is the one I'll buy for $1,100 because I know there's, for me as a reseller, I've got room in this one to make, you know, $300, $400, $500. So this is the one. I mean, this is the one I'll take, right here.
So one down and 50 to go.
What was the offer?
I offered like $4,000 for them. I don't know.
I'll go
41.
4,100 for all the ragtime?
No, for the whole complete set of everything.
Whole complete set.
Would you take $5,000 for all those and this? Take that. That.
No.
No. All right, I'll take the sets of that. We'll go with that then.
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 5. You want to count that?
Huh?
You got 5 there? And what was it, 50?
52.
1, 2.
Okay.
There you go.
I'm good.
All right. Thanks. All right.
What beanie do we have there? Which one?
What is that? Tell me what that is.
This one's the New Face Violet Teddy and second generation hang tag. It's a real pretty piece.
And what are we trying to get for that?
This one's $2,200.
2,200
for Don because
It's
he has to make
$2,200
he's got to make more money.
I thought it was
right?
10,000. Now, how much is this one?
That one is for you 4.
4. Tag is a rough one. And how much you asking for this?
4.
4,000 for this.
So you Mom just changed. They went 4 to 48 on Derby and 4 to 47 on Brownie, or vice versa, one or the other, I can't remember. Because I was flying out at 7 o'clock this morning. I stayed at Beanie Mom till 2 o'clock last night. 5:30 this morning, still hadn't changed it, so they must not have done it.
Because
till
I printed this last night about midnight.
Yeah.
So like how often do the prices change? I mean, like, are we talking every hour here?
No,
Is there a ticker tape going somewhere?
They were doing them after the shows on weekends, but for collectors and dealers, it was more helpful. Now they're changing the prices on Thursday nights if there's been any change in the market.
What's the worst purchase you ever made on a beanie?
I don't think I've ever made a bad purchase.
10,000, you don't think?
The prices have raised so drastically that we've always been able to get out of them, even though the many bad buys that I did buy.
Okay.
So the market is really, really strong. So.
Great. Who do you find as your regular buyer? How do you? Who would that be? Is it everybody or anybody?
From doctors, lawyers,
just regular white collar, blue collar workers, and they all want Beanie Babies. So it's
any age group?
Yeah, a lot of I'd say older adults. I'm you know, middle age.
Garcia the bear. The beanies used to follow him around because Garcia traveled from town to town. He's pretty popular, as you can see. Some even say he's legendary. To the bear. I am called Liberty. I wear the flag for all to see. Hope and freedom is my way. That's where I wear Flag USA.
Here we are at Rosie Wells' Midwest Collectors Show, and I'm happy to say I'm here with Peggy Gallagher from Burr Ridge, Illinois. There's so much about this lady that I have to put it on this big sheet here. You know, you've been on the Today Show on NBC. You've been featured in Beanie World magazine, the Stephen John Show on WGN. You were telling me it gets the highest ratings in town?
Yes, when it's a beanie show.
When it's a beanie show, well, why not? You wrote the first Beanie Baby book ever published, The Beanie Baby Phenomena, and I want to get an autograph. I want to get an autograph after this is over here. Published 2 price lists. We have them right here. One for winter 97, 98, and one for spring 98 right there. You wrote for Rosie Wells Collector Bulletin. You have articles on the Beanie Mom website, guest speaker for the Minnesota Zoo. Your website, www.beaniephenomena, that's a hard one to spell, .com. 86 pages, 50,000 hits since November of 97. Presently working on volume 2 of the Beanie Baby Phenomena. When do you sleep?
I don't sleep. I just don't sleep. I don't have time to.
And what do people call you for, Peggy? I mean, you know, I know that you're renowned worldwide for your expertise on beanies. And why don't you tell us a little bit about what people do when they call Peggy Gallagher?
Okay, one of the greatest things, I began an authenticating business for people because there are some copies and counterfeits. So I started this new venture, and it's on the website, and people fill out an authenticity form.
Is this one of them right here?
That's it.
Well, here's the certificate of authenticity right here, right?
Correct.
And this is what people need nowadays, isn't it?
Well, it's a good idea if they're buying an expensive beanie, because some of these are very rare, and there are so many counterfeits out there. It just is a very secure way to, especially buying or selling on the internet itself.
And what do we have here?
Okay, that is the Cranberry Old-Faced Bear with the 2nd generation tag.
Yes.
And he is authentic.
It is. And okay, Peggy, why don't you tell me a little bit about your special case here that you put the beanies in?
Okay, when they send me the authenticity form with their beanie filled out, I examine the Beanie Baby to make sure that it is an authentic Beanie Baby and an authentic tie tag. then I put him in this enclosed container with this tape on here, and the Beanie Baby is numbered, and I keep records of who buys it and, you know, when they bought it. And then I put this evident tape on there so that if they're trying to sell it, they know that this case has not been tampered with and the original beanie was put in there.
And this is a little bit better than a medicine bottle because if you see over here, you see right there, it says Peggy Gallagher, and then you look over here, and we'll pull this off. And this is what happens. Boy, right there. Isn't that great? Tell you what, I feel like we should have an audience here applauding. Don't you? Wow! It really is great. But that makes sure that people know that they have an authentic beanie. I'm not going to let you get away just yet here, you know. We have some information that I think they need out there in video land about tags.
Tag generations.
Tag generations.
Tag generations are very important.
And magically, these beanies have appeared. So that's what happens in video land. So I'm going to let you take over from there. And,
it'd be a pleasure, sir.
Go at it.
So the importance of tag generations is collectability. For instance, a fourth generation Bessie today, retired Bessie, is worth about $60. If you go out in the room, you'll find it from $50 to $75. Same Beanie Baby, third generation tag, $200. Find some of those mispriced out there. So know your tag generations. You do the talking here,
These
okay?
are nice placards, by the way.
Well, thank you.
All right, what you see here is the first generation tie tag. This is the first tag that the Beanie Babies were distributed with. This is a single tag. It does not open like a book. On the back is the printing. This is Punchers, the very rare pinch. Well, he's Pinchers too, but this was one of the first 9 Beanie Babies that came out. It's in kind of a bad condition, but this is very, very rare. Instead of Pinchers, it says Punchers. And then they also talk about the Tush tag, which is a white tag with black ink. This was the first Tush tag, and it shows the years, 93, 94, and 95. Then we'll go to the second.
So, Peggy, hold on a second. When you said single tag, you mean as opposed to a book tag like that
As
opens
opposed
up.
to a book
so it's
type
one
of tag.
piece, it's not folded
It's
over.
a single tag, correct.
And that was only for the first generation,
First
right?
generation, and those tags are very, very valuable. Paul is getting the second generation tag. All right, this has the same font as the first generation that we saw on Punchers, except this is the open book type of a tag. This is a German tag, so the writing on the inside is not the same as this to from, which this is a variation in tags. This is a different type of tag, but it's also a correct tag. This side over here says Thai Deutschland, whereas most of the Beanie Babies that were distributed from this country, they look like this. The Beanie Baby collection, it tells you about how they were handmade. And then the Tush tag on this will also be this black and white ink, and there are also some with the red Tush tag, but they don't have the name on them. Peanut the Elephant came that way, the dark blue. So this tag now is being retired, but they still did come out with this tag, and then they came out with this red tag.
There was some talk a while ago about anything with a clear
they come
attachment.
They come in both clear and the red.
So just because it's a clear
right.
attachment doesn't mean that it's counterfeit.
Correct.
Thanks.
That was a good point to point out. Because some people do get that confused, and they think that if theirs isn't red or if it's the clear plastic, it's different. All right, now we're moving into the third generation, which is very, very different from the first or the second, because here is the difference in the font, the Thai font. This one also comes in the booklet, and when you open it up, it has to from. Spooky, this is a spook, and some of the spook and spooky say designed by Jenna Boldebuck, which is kind of unusual to have that on this tag, so this will probably be more valuable because a lot of the spooks and spookies don't even have that on there. And then the Tush tag, these also, even though this is a third generation Thai tag, they also have the beanies with this first generation Tush tag. But now also they come with the 3rd generation tush tag, which is in red with the beanie's name on it, with the heart.
So 3rd generation is bubble letter.
It's a bubble letter opposed to this smaller font that the 1st and 2nd had. Now Ty got very creative here. This is when he came out with his original Beanie Baby, Ty Tag. It also has the larger font opposed to the real tiny. And then if you open it up, it has the birth date, the style number. This is when they came out with the poem. These came out in mid-1996, and Liberty was the first Beanie Baby that came out with this poem tag. And then you look at the tush tag, it also has the red, but now they've added this little star. And this would be the 4th generation tush tag. The heart with the name and the star.
And a couple things to note here about 4th generation, because the new tag, 5th generation. 4th generation has an I that's a one-line I, not like a capital I with a top and a bottom to it, which will show you when you get to 5th. And 4th generation also had the birth date
numbers instead of written out, the month.
So 4th generation, bubble letters. There's no longer any gold around it like the 3rd generation, like Spook has. Gold around the TY.
Here is the brand new 5th generation. All right, this one is basically the same as the 4th on the exterior, but it still has a little bit fancier font to it. And then when you open it up, you can see that, like he said, the date of the birth has October written out instead of having the numeral 10. And the font is totally different. It looks kind of cute compared to the old-fashioned way. And another thing, they've changed the address of their Thai Europe distributor in England. So the date's going to be different, so don't get upset about that. And the style number on this tag is now in the barcode, so it would be the last 4 digits. The other tags, the style number is written right in there, style number 4090, whereas now Ty doesn't have that style number in there. It just has his little name. And then on the back, in the barcode, it has his style number.
A couple other things that happened between 4th and 5th. We put them here beside each other. It's might be easier to see. So the I in original Beanie Baby is different. 5th generation, it's got those horizontal lines top and bottom. And the date of birth on the inside.
Oh, one more thing about the new tags. On a couple of the rabbits, they have a misspelling with original, and the collectors are going absolutely crazy over that. It's a double I.
Yeah.
So depending on how long it takes for Ty to correct the error, that is going to be a hot tag.
So that was that's not a counterfeit.
No, that is not a counterfeit.
That's a mistake that happened, got out into the marketplace, and it's now a valued collectible.
Correct.
Digging in the sand and walking sideways. That's how Digger spends her day. Hard on the outside, but sweet in the inside. Basking in the sun, riding the tide. Flash the dolphin. You know that dolphins are the smartest breed. Well, Flash the dolphin knows how to read. She's teaching her friend Splash to read too. So maybe one day they could both read to you. Splash the orca whale. Maybe it's because she sprained a limb, but Splash never learned how to swim. I'm sure Splash is happy that you caught her. Just be careful not to leave her underwater. Raider of the Bat. Raider of the Bat flies late at night. He can soar to amazing height. If you see something as high as a star, take a good look, it might be radar.
Seymour the Seal. Seymour is the little white seal. Fish and clams are her favorite meal. Playing and laughing in the sand, she's the happiest seal in the land.
Well, now I'm lucky to be here with Rosie Wells. Rosie Wells is the person in charge, the innovator, the inventor of the Rosie Wells Midwest Collectors Club. This is your show. How do you get to be Rosie Wells? How do you get to be the author of all of these fabulous books? A person that's renowned in the collectors industry.
Well, yes, I know what you mean. Well,
how
first
do you
of
get to
all,
be Rosie
you
Wells?
had better be a collector. 16 years ago, I started a little newsletter for our Precious Moment collectors. And my husband and I got started with cattle, first of all. And so we did a cattle magazine. Well, we knew how to do a little newspaper. So we got into Precious Moments, and I said, Dave noticed the checkbook kept going, doo-doo-doo, and he said, you got to get a job, got to get another job. So that's how it all started. I said, well, I'll write a little newsletter on this. You know, maybe I can get 20 or 30 people, and then that money will help pay for all these hundreds of figurines that I'm buying.
And that led to?
That led to the Precious Collectibles magazine. Back in February of '83, it was 8 pages. That's all I knew.
8 pages, and what is it now?
Well, we've got 140 some pages.
140 some
right?
pages.
It's just
A little increase there.
me sitting at the kitchen table, and David telling me I had to get a computer, which scared me to death. Today we have 55 employees.
And of course, what's
my.
biggest today
Is Beanie Babies.
is Beanie Babies.
Oh, it's something else. A couple years ago, in our area, Southern Illinois, no one knew what Beanie Babies were.
And now they do because of your books.
Had a big help, I think. I would advertise everywhere. Beanie Babies, come into our store. People would come into our store and say, I come in to see what Beanie Babies were. Had no idea. 2 years ago, that was in 1996. Well, today, you don't have to advertise what Beanie Babies are, because everybody collects Beanie Babies. Every age, everybody's collecting Beanie
How many
Babies.
vendors here at your Midwest Collector Show are selling Beanie Babies?
Aren't they all? What happened today and with all the other collectibles, even though people are still collecting the figurines and the ornaments, there is that craze for the Beanie Babies, and probably on everybody's table, almost everybody, there's Beanie Babies. They're selling Beanie Babies as well as their Precious Moments or their Hallmark. Now what's happened here is some collectibles some of them are like 10, 15 years old. The hype is gone because the scarcity is not out there. Everywhere you can find what they're collecting. They're also a little high in price on some things, you know. And Beanie Babies came on the scene. They were affordable, they had quality, and everybody was wanting Beanie Babies.
And because it's affordable, it makes it so
Right.
it ranges from 2 to 82. So Rosie, let's talk about Beanie Babies and how they got involved in your publications.
We were the first to publish Beanie Babies on the cover of a national magazine. And today that magazine is between $25 and $30. And that was about,
So the
about almost a
Collector's
year ago.
Magazine is a collector item itself.
Yes, sir. And you'll find that a lot of publications and anything that's got beanies with them, articles in your newspapers, they're collectible. So we're real proud to be the first to put it on, and when it went to the Thai company, I think they were really excited to see their Beanie Babies on a national cover. And of course, this is our second beanie price guide that we've done. Last year we did our first price guide for Beanie Babies.
I'm gonna be your little Vanna.
All righty.
Hold it up.
And we do all over the United States. We gather prices of what things are selling for. We average prices, and we also project for a few months in our guides what these are going to be doing on secondary market. Now, this is great to insure your pieces. You want to insure your collection of beanies because there's sometimes you have fire, and never insure your beanies for what you paid for them.
I'm going to ask you a question here. This is the Thai tag. How'd you do it?
Right. Well, let's just say it's been approved it's fine. We got an okay to go ahead and do that. And a lot of people are buying the guide just to set this in their collection. That red heart tag does it all.
It sure is gorgeous.
Right.
And inside the book is just as gorgeous. You have some computer animation here, along with with all the different Beanie Babies. Like here's Allie, and he's actually out there in the swamp.
Oh yeah, we've got them all in their own little habitat.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. And
we even got Wiener on a hot dog bun.
No, come on. No, you don't.
Wienie's on a hot dog bun.
Now, let me
right
see
there
here.
he is.
No, you got
It's all done alphabetically
you
here
gotta be
now.
kidding me, Rosie. You didn't really do that.
Oh
did you?
yeah, I did. Yep, there he is.
There you go, folks. Weenie is on a hot dog bun.
What, plain, no mustard or ketchup.
You wouldn't want to do that to your beanie. No, no.
But we have discussed the different tags, the generation tags, and we've given each generation tag a secondary market value that easier to insure. People like to keep track of what they're doing and what they have. But I really feel the Thai company has a hold, a touch what a lot of companies don't on how to treat a collectible. They just know how to produce the right thing at the right time or withhold something at the right time. When there's starting to be an abundance, then they slow up, don't do the production, you know. That's great, and it keeps the collectible alive. You don't have a saturation.
It keeps the secondary market healthy.
There has to be a secondary market to have a collectible, period.
Yes, I would say that that's a statement that goes without question.
Sometimes they'll say, oh, isn't it a shame? Look how high those are, you know. I'll never be able to get one. Well, yes, eventually you'll be able to get one, but you're going to be able to have Beanie Babies for a long time because all the people that are excited. I've never seen anything like this in my life in collectibles in the past 16 years. Even back when I collected bubblegum, they didn't do this.
Rosie Raines.
Right, here's also something else, a weekly. Who would be so crazy to do a weekly? Well,
I think I'm sitting next to somebody.
We do a weekly, and right here on the front page is all about Beanie Babies. Did you know that Ty's going to be promoting Major League Baseball games with spatial different beanies on different days? Look at here.
Let's read a little bit about
Chicago Cubs on May 3rd. Daisy the Cow's going to be there for the 10,000 kids. New York Yankees, May the 7th, is going to have Valentino the Bear.
Valentino the Bear.
Right. St. Louis Cardinals will be on May 22nd.
Stretch the ostrich.
Yep. Kansas City Royals. See, and that's, you might not even know that if you didn't get this weekly.
Well, I tell you,
everything.
I think any beanie person needs this weekly. You know, it was interesting to me, Rosie, that you said that you started with bubble gum. Started with collecting bubble gum, and you get the wrappers and everything like that. And it kind of made me reflect on this beanie thing. You know, I mean, I see kids at these swap meets, and they're running the tables.
Yes, I know.
They're little business people.
Trying to wheel and deal with it. The great thing about this is that these kids are collecting Beanie Babies now. They may be collecting Beanie Babies in 50 years from now, too. But they're the collectors of tomorrow. They're going to be our leaders in collecting the different collectibles. They're going to know what to look for, how to look for it. But it's just a new entrepreneurism for kids. 14, 15 years, it's nothing for them to have big businesses on the internet.
And,
you know,
and it's so neat. They get to use the computer.
Oh, yes. There's no stopping as to who collects Beanie Babies. Baseball players, doctors, lawyers, nurses, housewives, grandpas.
Yeah,
My mom's 86, and she's got her collection.
She's got her collection?
Right.
I was at a charity auction the other day, which is another good thing I want to say about beanies. I think more money has been raised for charities in the last few years with Princess Di auctions, with different charity auctions. I know that a lot of Hallmark dealers who have never been involved with raising monies for charities have taken this opportunity to raise money for charities. Right. And charities have been able to get people really excited. How many times can you auction off that TV? You know, how many times can you get people excited about a TV? But you can get people excited about a Beanie Baby because everybody wants the collectible. And I was working at a charity auction, and I do that. You know, let me see here. Let me see this watch here. How long get $1, $2, $3, $3. You do the yep. Hey, say yep. Oh, okay. Okay. But I was doing that, and what happened was this 12-year-old girl was handing me the beanies. And she had been trading on the internet, and she was making $1,000 a week on the internet, and her mother was taking that money and putting it into her college fund. This girl is going to send herself through college with Beanie Babies.
Right.
So it's just a fabulous thing in a capitalistic society to train kids when they're young.
Well, so many people have come up with products, you know, the hang tags for the protectors, different display cases. Oh,
Yeah, see all sorts of
little barns, little houses, you name it, clothes, everything for Beanie Babies.
books.
Oh yeah,
a
you
lot
gotta
of
have
people
books.
have done
Yeah.
books.
Yeah, you gotta get books. Yeah.
You gotta get those books, and I think I tell you, your books are wonderful. Your weekly Collector's Gazette. It looks like a winner. You know, it looks like you keep hitting home runs.
Yep. Remember our website, www.rosiewells.com.
Okay. Remember. Thank you, Rosie.
All right.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Same here.
Doodle the rooster. Listen closely to cock-a-doodle-doo. What the rooster's saying to you: hurry, wake up, sleepyhead. We have lots to do. Get out of bed.
Bessie the cow likes to dance and sing because music is her favorite thing. Every night when you are counting sheep, so sing a song to help you sleep.
Tabasco the bull. Although Tabasco is not so tall, he loves to play basketball. He has a star player in his dream. Can you guess his favorite team?
Hoot owl, late to bed, late to rise. Nevertheless, Hoot's quite wise. Studies by candlelight, nothing new. Like a president, do you know who?
Sparky the dummy. Sparky rides proud on the fire truck, ringing the bell and pushing his luck. He gets underfoot, and when trying to help, he often gets stepped on and lets out a yelp.
Bunt. See Spot sprint, see Spot run. You and Spot will have lots of fun. Watch out now because he's not slow. Just stand back and watch him go.
Boy, I feel lucky today. I feel lucky. I'm here with Sarah Nelson, the Beanie Mom. You know, no one knows who the Beanie Mom is, and I get to sit here with you and talk to you about that big website, that big website in the sky. All those, how many hits do you get?
Quite a few, about 350,000 a day.
350,000 a day. Do you answer them all personally?
I try to. I try to answer all the emails. I do get a lot.
So how many people do you have involved with your site?
I have, I publish the website all by myself. I have a number of people that work with me, though.
Okay.
I have the Beckys who do the price guide and a lot of the information. I have Vicki who does the oddities and the net news. Peggy writes articles for me. It's a lot of fun. The most popular sections are the price guide. People go by that for the retired prices. The collector's corner, which is buying, selling, trading, which is also very big on the internet. A lot of activity in that section. Another section that's growing quite a bit is the swap meets. As you can see, beanie shows are very big, and they're going up all over the country. So I post swaps in all the different countries.
How many beanie swap meets are happening on a weekly basis that are posted on your site?
On Thursday, I posted 100 swaps, and on Friday, I posted 100 swaps before I left. So
That's just for the week?
No, that's for all the ones I had for March and April. That shows you how many shows there are going all over the country.
And those are just the ones that are smart enough
That
to
know that they can
post
advertise on the internet.
Beanie
Right.
Bob site.
Right.
Right?
That's right.
When I walk through the show,
Right.
Everyone talks about the Beanie Mom's price guide.
Right. Well, that's put together by the Beckys, Becky Phillips and Becky Espensoro, who are dealers, and they call all over the country and have people call them and tell them what the beanies are moving for. So they track that. They also track the auctions. So they keep their fingers on the pulse of the market fairly well and composite with that during the week and come up with prices.
Okay, is it like updated like weekly?
I do the price guide every week. Not every piece changes every week, but the price guide is published every week. All we do on my page is the retireds. They do some manufacturing oddities, and we're also tracking the teeny beanies. So it's 5 pages now.
I'm curious, what are the teeny beanies up to now?
The set of teeny beanies, I believe, is 175 to 200. That's the range.
Any forecast on the new ones that are coming out?
No, but I can see because the new ones are coming out, the old ones are starting to skyrocket. The prices are going up.
Do people pay to be on the site?
No, it's a free site.
It's a free site.
Right. The thing I do charge for is selling ads, but the site itself, all the information's free.
But selling
all
ads,
the history.
Selling, because I'm just wondering, I mean, that's so much work.
Yes, it is a lot of work.
Definitely, I know probably a lot of it started out as a labor of love.
It was a hobby.
But you still love the labor.
Yeah, I do. I do because I like to keep connected. My joy of collecting started when I received 3 beanies as a gift for my children. And my kids liked them, and I loved them, and that was it. I was hooked. So I started looking. I live in Virginia, and started looking around, and I couldn't find any. And my husband works for an internet service provider, so I was instantly into the net, and I knew about it. So I would search online for beanies, and that's how I built up a lot of my collection in the beginning, was through the net. And at that point, believe it or not, there's probably only 5, 10 beanie sites out there. There really wasn't very much. And so I thought, well, I'd like to start a fun place where people can swap stories. I like pictures of all the old things that the old-time collectors had, just to share with everybody. So that's why I started Beanie Mom.
And how many sites are out there now?
Oh, I'd say there's hundreds, even thousands dedicated to beanies right now.
So if somebody punches in...
Retailers have their own sites. Yes.
They get hundreds and hundreds of sites come up.
If you go into a search engine, you wouldn't believe all the hits you could possibly get.
And even after all those sites have been invented, you're still getting 350,000 hits a day?
Right.
Well, I'd say that's a pretty popular site.
Well, we try to keep a good site. We're proud of our site, and we enjoy doing it.
Well, so how much computer equipment do you have to keep this all going?
Beanie Mom runs off of 6 computers.
6 computers?
Right. I have 3 laptops. We have a server in our basement.
Your husband, like, you know, is he down there working on all the equipment and everything all the time?
No, it's not like that. He put a LAN in our house, and we have 17 computers in our house, and 6 of them run off of Beanie Mom.
Where do you have all these computers?
I'm not telling you.
I'm just trying to imagine your basement.
Well, yeah, we have a full rack in our basement with the servers and all the equipment we need to run it.
When you answer the email, I'm curious. That just seems like so much labor.
It is. It takes a lot of time because, you know, people have a lot of questions. There's a lot of new collectors. I've learned that many new collectors started after the teeny beanies, and I'm expecting even an additional wave after the next set of teenies come out. People found them in McDonald's, and they found the little ones, and then they wanted the big ones to go with it. So they found those, and then they wanted the rest of the collection, and that's just taken off.
What's the most common question you get asked?
People want to know if they find a beanie oddity, mistag, and they want to know if it has any extra value.
What's the question that drives you crazy?
That one. That one. Rumors. People, they hear about rumors from other sites, and they want some kind of confirmation. That's another one.
Like let's say the blizzard.
Right, the blizzard rumor was a big one.
Out for a long time.
Yes, and now, the Blizzard and Dairy Queen issue.
And what was the deal with that?
Rumored new bears. They think there's going to be a peach bear coming out, so that's also another popular hot rumor.
Where do those rumors start?
I don't know. People just, want to have fun, so they just put something out there and see how far it goes.
I think people are having fun.
Yes, they are.
And it sounds like you're having fun.
I'm having a great time.
Okay. Well, listen, I really appreciate you coming here today.
Well, thank you.
And talking to us about the Beanie Mom site.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Tank. This armadillo lives in the South, shoving Tex-Mex in his mouth. He sure loves it south of the border, keeping his friends in good order.
Beanie's my favorite Beanie Baby. Grunt the Razorback. Some beanies think that Grunt is tough. No surprise, he's scary enough. But if you take him home, you'll see Grunt is the sweetest Beanie Baby.
Let's start with chops. So when you're looking at the beanies, as you can see, they look the same. But now let's examine the differences. The important thing to remember is if you don't have a real chops to compare, you must know the differences. First of all, the fake chops has a very firm head with a stuffing that is totally different from a real Beanie Baby, which is nice and cushy. Second, the eyes are much wider on the fake beanie than on the real Beanie Baby. Now, the true way to tell, and usually always the way that you can tell the quickest, is the tag. The tag on the fake chops has a wide rim, and on some of the gold, you can actually even see some of the red coming through. Also notice, when we compare the two, over here on the real Beanie Baby, you have the uniform gold stripe around the heart, and the star, the points on the star. Now notice the points on the star on the fake Beanie Baby, a little more rounded. The tush tag on most counterfeits are wider. See right here? The ears on the real Beanie Baby come around to the bottom with the black. On the fake, as you can see, it comes around outside the edge. If you remember those differences, you'll be able to spot a fake chops in a minute.
Peking, the panda, has a tag that you've probably read about. The counterfeit doesn't have the umlaut over Nuremberg, and doesn't have a comma after Waterville, has a period after Waterville. And the big giveaway, the black under the eye is shaped a little different than the authentic Peking. The big giveaway is the depth of the eye. If you feel the back of the eye, the counterfeit Peking has a long stem, about 1/4 of an inch long, out the back of the eye. And the real Peking does not. It's a rounded back. Watch out for Peking. Tags are good, except for the mistakes on the inside. Counterfeit, real. The inside of the tag reads that this is, in fact, a peanut, but the poem, if you read it, says, Waddle the penguin has to dress up. So the poem is from Waddle, the tag is from Peanut. You can tell the difference in the face, but if you check the tag, for sure you'll recognize that this is counterfeit, this is genuine. Here's a duck in a good mood. This is a duck having a bad day.
It's almost got a corduroy type fabric here. See the difference there? You can spot that right away. This right here is true quality. Underneath, the definite counterfeit. Know the difference. 2 5/8 from one end of the eye to the other. You have 2 1/4. You have 2 1/4 on the real Thai Beanie Baby. On a real Kiwi is a 2-inch section of blue compared to, on this counterfeit, a 1.5-inch section of blue, and a definite difference in color. Valentino. Notice the noses. See that? Now let's turn that a little bit. It's flat. That nose is totally flat. And it's a little bit wider than the nose on the real Thai Beanie Baby, which is rounded. Take a look. Come on in. See? That's round. Round on the outside. It looks totally different. You can see the difference immediately on that particular factor. Over here is a little bit shorter. He's not quite as large. The eyes are a little farther apart. So pay attention to the different things that we talk about on all the different beanies and compare, compare, compare. That's what you want to do. And also deal with reputable dealers, of course. The counterfeits that we are showing you are not the only counterfeits on the market today. But the different things that we're showing you and telling you about the counterfeits are the things that you need to look for. Things like the flat noses, the tush tags, the tags themselves, and the differences.
The bottom line of all this, for me, Peggy, I'm not sure what you tell your people, but people that come to us and say, how do we protect ourselves here? What do I do? It's get yourself educated. Find out the difference. Know the difference. Touch them. Feel them. Look at them. And buy from someone that you trust. Buy from someone who's reputable. Someone that if you have a problem, you can go back to them and they'll say, sure, I apologize, here's your money back.
Goldie the fish. She's got rhythm, she's got soul. What's more to like in a fishbowl? Through sound waves, Goldie swam because this goldfish likes to jam.
Legs the frog. Legs lives in a hollow log. Legs likes to play leapfrog. If you like to hang out at the lake, Legs will be a new friend you'll make.
Tusk the walrus. Tusk brushes his teeth every day. To keep them shiny, it's the only way. Teeth are special, so you must try, and they will sparkle when you say hi. We got peas. I love beanies.
Looking for bears.
Bears and boys, beanies, right.
There's bears in there. Good luck bear hunting.
Yeah.
You don't need a gun here.
No.
This money.
We take all these home live.
Yeah, I'm an avid collector, and also my friend Kim, she dragged me over here all the way from California.
And what beanie are you looking for here?
Britannia.
Britannia?
Yeah, the brown one.
What would you pick?
Up to
And
500.
we're not selling.
Up to 500.
And do you enjoy the hunt?
I love it.
Love the hunt. Okay, well, gentleman up here is hunting for bears too.
I'll have to trip him on the way.
Yeah, you should understand, that's right. And he doesn't have a gun, you don't have a gun. But you take him home live, and all you need is money. What's your favorite beanie? What's your favorite beanie?
Princess.
What's your favorite beanie, sir?
I'm just with her.
You're just with her. What's your favorite beanie?
Aaron.
Aaron. What's your favorite beanie?
Garcia.
What's your favorite beanie?
Tuffy. Bruno.
Tuffy. Bruno. What's your favorite beanie?
Princess Di.
What's your favorite beanie, ma'am?
Princess Di.
What's yours? I mean, hers.
What's your
Chops.
favorite beanie? Chops is your favorite beanie?
Chop.
Why?
Chop.
Why is Chops your favorite?
bought.
First one we bought.
First one you bought.
$5.
I see. How many do you have?
120 maybe.
Well, we used to can vegetables, now we can beanies.
That's right.
Okay, so we got a canned kiwi.
Yes, and this is Tabasco for the bulls.
Okay, canned bull, Tabasco.
And then that's your American trio down there. It's lefty, righty, and liberty. And the Valentino, we put a little crown, so it makes a nice touch on the piece.
And how much is the...
The little crowns are $10.
So this is where it all started, and this is where you find the best stuff.
Looks like you came prepared.
Yeah, we come. This display helps us get the attention of people, get some people to sell us their beanies.
I just want the case.
This is the employee bear. Ty made them
for his employees, not last Christmas, but the Christmas prior, and he gave everyone a dinner and invited the employees, just select employees, and made approximately 300. They came with a green ribbon. One came with a green ribbon and one came with a red ribbon. And I sold the green ribbon one, and this is what's left.
What are you selling them for?
5,000. Actually, I'll probably they go between 45 and 5,000. They only made 300, so they're very rare. They don't have a hang tag, and the tush tag is different on them as opposed to the regular New Face style, which has a black and white tush tag. It's also sewn with a different color thread.
And all these things matter.
All these things matter.
All the little idiosyncrasies,
yes.
We have to know them, don't we?
Absolutely, because otherwise you can wind up with someone with a great imagination who's trying to do creative beanies.
I see.
We don't want to do creative beanies.
No, we don't want to do creative.
We want authentic.
What do we have here?
We have a 1994 original tie catalog. It's very rare. It goes for about $350 right now.
How extensive is your collection, and what would you say it's worth?
Probably around $100,000.
$100,000. That's great.
A little bit there.
Looks like last night we saw these ragtime guys in the hotel. Now they're here at the show.
Yeah, they are.
What are we selling them for?
We're actually not selling them. I'm just showing them display. Bring people into my booth so they can buy my tag protectors. And I'm giving away samples of tag protectors.
And these are the tag protectors right here?
Yes, they are.
Hey, take a look at that. And right there with the 800 number on it.
It's a limited edition Beanie Mania Congo. No one knows how many anything are made except this item here. It has a numbered card to go along with it.
So you have to, when you go to sell them, you're going to sell each one with a numbered card.
Each one with a numbered card.
Great.
It's beautiful.
How much was it?
$175.
$175. Is that a deal?
I think so. I think it's pretty good.
So we have here the market creates more markets. This right here are the Grateful Dead beanies. And these here are the meanies. This is Armadillo Dan is a fighting machine. He's trained to be tough, hard, and mean. Always ready to attack with a cannon on his back. Just don't ask him to clean the latrine. Now, you know, that's a little bit of a different poem than a Ty Warner poem. We're back again with Jody and Kim, and hey, I think they've been successful on their hunt. Tell us about it. Kim, what'd you find?
Well, we bought 3 Britannias today.
She found them. Did you pay the price you wanted?
Yeah, we got a real good price.
What was that price?
$550.
$550. Wait a minute. I thought I heard them say that the highest they would go was $5.
Yeah. Well, that's what we wanted to get that rumor spread around, so maybe someone would protest it.
Oh, I see. The old rumor spreading business for the beanies.
Right.
Okay. Do you do that on the internet too? Do you spread rumors on the internet?
No, we don't deal on the internet. Live only.
Okay, so we have Trap here.
Right.
What did you have to pay for Trap?
$2,200.
$2,200 for
But
Trap.
his tag's in mint condition, and he's perfect.
He's perfect. He should be perfect for $2,200, shouldn't he? That's a trap. Trap him for $2,200. Thanks so much for spending this hour with us. We hope you've enjoyed the Beanie Lover video. And we hope you'll buy a few of our new videos that are coming out soon. How to spot counterfeit beanies, the Beanie Lovers video guide, and more. We'll keep you informed. Be checking your internet sites and the Beanie Mom website for our new program, The Beanie Lover Show, soon to be broadcast on cable in your area. We look forward to visiting with you then. Thanks again for buying the Beanie Lover video.
What cigarette do you smoke, Doctor?
Tens of thousands of doctors in all branches of medicine, in all parts of the country, were asked that question.
What cigarette do you smoke, Doctor?
The brand named most was Camel. Yes, surveys show more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette.
Smoke Camels, the cigarette so many doctors enjoy.
Adorable, aren't they? Hi, I'm Barbara. My husband Bill thinks I'm crazy putting these here, but I just tell him, oh well, the world's a crazy place. And you know, it's never crazier than when you're a smoker. Take the other day. I was taking a smoke break at work, standing outside, of course, my office building. I was on the street when suddenly, out of nowhere, this man runs up to me and says, "No smoking near the building! Smoke there, out on the curb!" I was shocked. I mean, there was 2 million cubic feet of air out there. Now, I'm no radical, but enough is enough. I'm a smoker. I like smoking. And I'm getting just a tad tired of people who want to make my choice their choice. It's almost like smoking's become a pain these days instead of a pleasure. But you know, there is a way we smokers can free ourselves to enjoy the things we like about smoking. It's this, Eclipse by Vantage, in regular and menthol. First thing you'll notice about Eclipse, you get a great taste, nice draw, and full-bodied, satisfying smoke. But bingo! The smoke disappears about as fast as you can say, "Thank you for not smoking." And there's almost no smoke at the lit end. Add it all up and what do you get? An incredible new cigarette with super taste and nearly 90% less secondhand smoke. It's right on the pack, 90%. That's a nice number, especially when you're sharing life's journey with a non-smoker like my husband, Bill. Oh, and check this out. Eclipse leaves your curtains, walls, windows, even your teeth a lot cleaner than other cigarettes. Observe. You know, I've just redecorated, and now with Eclipse, there's practically nothing to stain these priceless treasures. It's wild. Who would think that a cigarette could let us cut down on secondhand smoke without cutting down on satisfaction? And guess what? It's not just smokers like us who are crazy about Eclipse. People who don't smoke are raving about it too, like Bill. Now when we're together, all that lingers in the air is my witty conversation. But seriously, that's what's so fabulous about Eclipse. There's almost no secondhand smoke, almost no smoke from the lit end, practically no staining, no lingering odor, and no ashes. You heard right, no ashes. Because Eclipse doesn't burn down, as we'll talk about later. So now, I don't need an ashtray every 2 feet anymore. What to do with all those extra ashtrays? Stunning, isn't it? And now Bill says, all I smell like is my perfume. A simple, yet intriguing blend of jasmine and free-range wildflowers. Now I ask you, which would you rather have in your house? This? Ooh. Or this, an ashtray of finished Eclipse? Yep, that's what they look like after you've smoked them. Instant clean, my favorite kind. Not that I don't adore scrubbing dirty ashtrays, but somehow I'll learn to do without it. Before we go one step further, I gotta show you this. Okay, you already know Eclipse has no ashes because it doesn't burn down, as I mentioned. So, watch this. Eclipse can lie flat on the table without leaving any burn marks. So if your cigarette accidentally falls out of the ashtray, it's less likely to burn your table, carpet, or your clothes. Well, that's good news for shirts, slacks, sofas, and car seats all over America. One thing to remember, though. While there's almost no smoke at the lit end, the tip is still hot. So you be careful, guys. How does Eclipse do all this? Let me tell you, I wondered myself. But actually, it's simple. Let's go to the videotape from R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company, the folks who created Eclipse.
Eclipse primarily heats tobacco instead of burning it. That's the basis for its many benefits. Yet it's made much like any other cigarette, with a special difference, a tip made from high-purity carbon. This tip is wrapped in an insulating heat barrier that keeps the tobacco roll from burning down. The rest of Eclipse is just like other cigarettes, a blend of fine tobacco followed by a regular cigarette filter.
That's how it's made. Now, how does it work, R.J. Reynolds?
As you smoke your Eclipse, the heat barrier keeps the tobacco roll from burning down inside the cigarette. Instead, when you draw, warm air passes over the tobacco, getting it just hot enough to create a full-bodied smoke that carries the flavor of the tobacco with it.
Let's put it in English. The way Eclipse works is something like making coffee. When you pour the hot water, all the flavor's released from the grounds. The grounds are still there when you finish, but all the flavor's gone. So, you toss them when you're done. But guys, don't toss your Eclipse till the tips cool down. Did I mention Eclipse tastes rich and full-bodied, but is super low in tar and nicotine? No? Well, let's hear all about it from the folks at R.J. Reynolds themselves.
Based on government testing methods, full-flavor cigarette styles range between 15 and 20 milligrams of tar, light styles between 6 and 14, and ultralights between 1 and 5 milligrams. But Eclipse, which primarily heats rather than burns tobacco, is 3 milligrams in its full-flavor style and 2 in its mild style. For nicotine, full-flavor cigarettes typically range between 0.8 and 1.7 milligrams of nicotine. Lights range between 0.6 and 0.9, and ultralights range between 0.1 and 0.5. But Eclipse's nicotine level is just 0.2 milligrams in its full flavor and 0.1 in its mild style.
And that's our math lesson for today. Seriously, here's the bottom line. Eclipse tastes great, is ultra low in tar and nicotine, the smoke disappears super fast, and there's a huge reduction in secondhand smoke. Why? How? It's because Eclipse smoke is different from other cigarettes.
Smoke particles from other cigarettes are about 20% water and glycerin, but Eclipse smoke is the reverse, about 80% water and glycerin. Glycerin is something found in all cigarette smoke, as well as many food products and baked goods.
Ah, the smoke is mostly water and glycerin. There's almost no smoke off the lid end, so no wonder there's so little secondhand smoke. But is there anything in the smoke of an Eclipse that isn't in other cigarettes? Nope, just more water and glycerin. That's why all I smell are the flowers. And why Eclipse smoke tastes super smooth and disappears super fast. Just like I used to have to whenever I lit a cigarette. Of course, the real deal is Eclipse is a little different at first. Oh yes, it is a real cigarette. It's a great tasting real cigarette. It's not a cigarette alternative or any of that kind of stuff. But you do sort of have to get used to it in the beginning. But for me, that's all part of discovering something so new and wonderful. All right then, let's give it a whirl. First and foremost, you need a good strong flame when you light it. Can't use a car lighter, you need a direct flame. And you need to take an extra puff or two when you light it. That's because you're lighting the carbon tip, not the tobacco. Now, you already know Eclipse has no ashes because it doesn't burn down like your cigarette. Does that mean Eclipse doesn't last as long? No way. Eclipse lasts just as long as my old cigarette, about 6 or 7 minutes. I know. I timed it. Another thing I discovered with Eclipse, the best flavor comes from regular, gentle puffs. Now, if you let it sit for a while, the tip may cool down, but not to worry. An extra puff will get it going again. Now, when you start getting less smoke and the taste gets weaker, well, that's how you know your Eclipse is just about done. There's no question about it. Eclipse really is a whole new world for us smokers. Now, some of the great things, like no ashes, you discover right away. Others, you appreciate after a while. Like, one day maybe you take out your favorite sweater. For me, it's the one I was wearing when Bill proposed. And guess what? No cigarette odor. Or you walk into the house and it smells clean and fresh. Or you're in your car smoking Eclipse and you realize, wow, I'm smoking with the windows up. I didn't even notice. Here's another thing you'll discover. the freedom you have when you smoke an Eclipse. So now, I can tend to my little darlings without being tied to an ashtray. But you know, you really won't see how great Eclipse can be if you keep smoking your old brand. So, hang with Eclipse exclusively for a week or so, and you'll see the difference. Would I, Barbara, steer you wrong? But you don't have to take my word for it. Listen to this.
Okay, when I first took the Eclipse home, I said, you are not going to believe this cigarette.
Wow, this is what I wanted. This is exactly what I was hoping for.
There was just no smoke lingering in the air. It was just unbelievable.
I took Eclipse to work, and I took it down to our smoker's room, and the other smokers in the room were amazed.
With Eclipse, I can smell my wife's perfume or whatever she might be cooking that night.
I don't see you having to paint once a year the inside of your house because it's getting yellow.
To me, a reduction of the tar and nicotine in the cigarette is by far one of the best reasons.
It's more enjoyable than a regular cigarette. That's the honest truth.
When I smoke Eclipse, it makes me feel free to enjoy my cigarette without offending the non-smokers.
I would say it would definitely be one of the only innovative cigarettes I've ever heard of.
Well, that's the story about an incredible new cigarette called Eclipse. An incredible new cigarette that gives you all the pleasure of smoking without all the secondhand smoke. There's no lingering odor, almost no stains, no ashes, and low tar nicotine, all in a full-bodied smoke with super taste. Who knows? With Eclipse, maybe marriages all over America will get better. Maybe it'll be the dawn of a new day, of harmony across this great land. Maybe chocolate will thin your thighs. Okay, so that was a little overboard. Truth is, there will always be people out there who won't like that cigarette in your hand, period. But for the people you like, the people you want to be around, for you, Eclipse is a real step forward. Well, I could go on, but I don't have to. Aren't you lucky? Because you've got a fact-filled brochure that came with this video. It gives answers to the most commonly asked questions people have about Eclipse. But better yet, why not try it for free and ask the folks who make it your own questions? It's called an Eclipse Sneak Preview. They're all over town, and they're fun. You'll meet other adult smokers, and it's short and entertaining, like me. And don't worry about obligations. There aren't any. You won't be asked to buy a thing. In fact, you'll get a free carton of cigarettes, in regular or menthol, just for coming. You could even bring along a friend who smokes. Just call 1-800-708-7878 to try it right now, or fill out the enclosed card. And hey, tell them Barbara sent you. You'll get quicker service.
Surgeon General's warning: smoking causes lung cancer, heart disease, emphysema, and may complicate pregnancy.
More.
Constitution and the
laws.
That I will support and defend the Constitution and the laws
of the United States of America.
Of the United States of America.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
And that I will bear true witness and faith to the same.
And that I will bear true witness and faith to the same.
And that I take this obligation freely.
And that I take this obligation freely.
And without mental reservation.
And without mental reservation.
Or purpose of evasion.
Or purpose of evasion.
So help me God.
So help me God.
My special congratulations to you, Mr. Johnny Five.
Oh, citizenship, major eye exercise. Homeowner, real estate, taxes. Mean machine. 4x4, 5 on the floor. Monthly payments. Howdy, friendly neighbor Lisa. Nice new wheels. Are you selling the old one?
Yep, this is my brand new baby.
Oh, must have been a difficult delivery. Oh, you turn. Low, your line gently down the street.
You dirty rat. You'll never get away with it, see? I'm not taking the rap. I ain't going to the slammer. Not me.
No dice. Not me. No way. Take a hike. Wise up. Get out of town.
7 a.m. Wake up. Bedtime. Night-night.
Bye, honey. Oh, great day. Howdy, neighbor bush. Howdy, neighbor tree.
I've got some great stuff. This is front page material.
Guys.
Type of vehicle.
Excuse me?
Hey, type of vehicle.
Oh, steel alloy, aluminum, crude rubber, shatterproof glass, variety of plastics.
I'm sorry. I mean type of vehicle. Who made it? I need to know the model, the year, the license plate number, the vehicle identification number.
Need input.
Coffee. Quart of oil.
No, thanks.
You know, without more specific information, it's going to be pretty hard for us to track down your vehicle. You have a copy of your registration?
Sorry, Officer Dave.
Do you have a pink slip?
Officer Dave, isn't that a bit personal?
No. A copy of your title. That's a pink slip.
Oh, well, I have to do some rummaging around at home.
All right. In the meantime, I'm going to run a motor vehicle check for you. Here's a vehicle information card. I want you to fill this out as soon as you can. It's got room for your make, model, year, insurance information, all that good stuff. Now, in the future, keep a copy of your registration handy. It'll help us out a lot if this happens again.
You think it could happen again?
Well, it could. Vehicle theft's increasing all over the country. Punks who used to burglarize houses are switching to stealing cars. They use them to commit crimes like robberies or drug deals.
Drug deals? With my truck?
It's possible. They don't need expensive, exotic cars to commit crimes. Medium-priced vehicles like trucks, vans, anything will do as long as it'll run.
Bummer.
After we get the info, we'll refer your case to our auto theft investigation unit. But I can't offer you much hope we're going to find it in one piece.
You mean disassemble?
Unfortunately, that's how a lot of these cases end up, especially with new vehicles like yours. You know, we're doing everything we can. Undercover officers, special task forces, fraud units. Still, it's a growing, serious problem. You know the solution? Prevention. Owners protecting their vehicles.
Prevention. Deterrence. Protection. Too late.
So you want me to call you a cab?
No thanks, Officer Dave. A long roll will do me good. Bye. Arrivederci. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao.
So long.
Thanks for the tip. I'll check it out. Whoops! Oh, hi, Johnny.
Oh, Lisa. You filling out reports, too?
Yeah. It's kind of humiliating being a reporter and getting your car stolen when you're working on an auto theft story. Any luck finding your truck?
Depression, gloom, sadness. No news to report in Gotham City.
Listen, you want to tag along with me? To finish this article, I need to check out a few alleys and abandoned lots. We might get lucky and find our own vehicles.
Headline, special edition. Roll the presses. Just the facts, ma'am.
You know, getting a car stolen is a real drag. You can't get anywhere without a rent-a-car or a very understanding friend.
Like Lisa. Truck! Truck! Here, truck. Stolen truck really hits hard in the old pocketbook.
You come out a loser no matter how you look at it. First, you lose work hours. Then there's usually rental car hassles or borrowing a car. And if your car's been damaged, you gotta get it fixed. Remember that magic word? Deductible?
Deductible. That means customer pays.
If you never find it, you lose really big, especially if you had a new car.
My truck was new. Just bought it Tuesday. Oh, just made first payment.
Insurance only pays for the market value, which could be a lot less than what you paid for it. And if that isn't enough, you may have to keep making payments on it even though you don't have it anymore. It's a killer. Getting your car stolen makes you feel like a real jerk.
Jerk. Dummy. Dope. Sucker. Sap. Pinhead.
Hey, look at those cars for sale. Is that your truck?
Negatory. Wrong kind.
That's an easy place to sell a stolen car. Switch the vehicle ID numbers, forge the DMV papers, sell it for cash, make a quick buck.
Oh, truck, where are you?
Almost time for lunch. You getting hungry?
Got an extension cord?
What's your pleasure?
Tuna melt for me and a little 110 for my good friend here.
You got it. 15 amp line be okay for you, honey?
I'm kind of feeling like a 20. Could you make it a breaker line, no fuses?
Coming up. Want a little oil on the side? We got some 30 weight in the back.
Maybe later.
Anything you say. You mean Charlie melted in a bond, 20 on a breaker, killed the crew?
You know, every only 20 seconds a car is stolen. In most cases, the thief won't even need to break in. They'll be handed the thing on a silver platter. Like that guy down there, in a big hurry. Leaves his engine running, car open. Just going to take half a minute to pick up his clothes. Easy target. Always shut your car off, lock it, and take the keys when you leave it.
He could be taken to the laundromat.
You know, I'm starting to understand you, and it really freaks me out. Here's another one. She didn't lock it. All she'd have to do is push a little button down. Take a thief half a minute to rip off an open car. It's a sitting duck.
Sitting duck? Like pigeon on a stool?
Something like that.
Cat on a hot shingle roof.
Hey, check this out. Take a close look at her hand. The keys. See? She gives him the whole key ring. House keys and everything. You should just give a parking attendant a car key. That's it. He'll ask how long she's going to be gone. She'll say maybe an hour or two. If he isn't legit, you could have somebody run out and make quick copies of all her keys. Get her address from the registration in her glove compartment, burglarize her house while she shops, using the keys of garage door opener, then come back later that night and steal her car. Pretty rude, huh?
Rude, diabolical, dirty, rotten, evil, wicked, mean, bad, and nasty, not to mention highly illegal.
You got that right. And what's really nasty is when they do break in. Try and picture this.
Waiting for input.
Most of the time, thieves break in at night. They usually look for a car on a dark side street, unlit parking lot, or in front of a house. A lot of times, they use a Slim Jim, a flat piece of metal they slip between the door and window to trip the lock. A lot of cars are getting hit with filed-down keys. They work in the door and ignition, too. Sometimes they don't bother to fix it, you know? They just get the job done. Once they're in, the rest is history. They yank the ignition lock out with a puller and hot wire it. If things don't go smoothly, they might tear the whole steering column apart to get at the right wires. Some thieves do the business in broad daylight, posing as tow truck drivers. Nobody thinks twice about it.
Mean, horrible, bad humans. What kind of humans do this?
Years ago, mostly kids, joyriders. Now it's a new breed. Criminals, drug dealers, people committing insurance fraud, figure car theft to get rid of a limit. Then there's the professional car theft rings. People who resell cars or get into the parts and chop shop business.
Chop shop? Need mega input.
Coffee?
Pint of petroleum sounds good.
Okay.
That's where we're headed next, chop shop. I got a tip at the station on one that just got busted.
How you doing, you cute little thing, getting all charged up?
Oh, yes. Charged up. Motor running. Electricity. Up. Low bridge. Hook 'em, Dano. You have the right to be arrested. Oh, looks like Frankenstein Laboratory. Oh, disassemble. No disassemble?
Yes, disassemble. That's the name of the game in a chop shop. Stolen cars are stripped to the frame here. Then the parts are shipped to auto wreckers, resale part shops, auto body shops. Lot of money to be made.
Ah! My truck! No, 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 disassemble?
Sorry.
Oh, no, disassemble.
Hey, you were lucky. Looks like they were just getting to it when they got busted. All the parts are still there, except the front seat.
No seat. I took it out.
That's right, you don't have a...
No seat.
Right. Bummer. Have to replace the ignition switch. Wiring will need some work. Have to replace the steering column. Oh, let's replace the radio. Get the body parts back on. Not real bad, couple thousand, maybe more.
1,000 or more? There goes my flux density guidance retrieval monitor board.
You know, it could have been a lot worse. At least you found yours. Tell you what, if you don't want this to happen again, you better invest in some anti-theft devices. Alarm system, steering wheel lock, something.
Don't want to happen again. Never.
Theft prevention gadgets are going to run you $10, $15 all the way up to $400 or $500, depending upon how fancy you want to go. That's a small price to pay in my book. And you can install it yourself or get somebody to do it for you. Now, here's your basic alarm system.
Oh, how alarming.
From this little guy, you hook up all kinds of switches. It'll sound the alarm if you open the door, or the hood, or the trunk. This one's even got a start or kill switch. That way they can't start it even if they hotwire it.
Isn't that special?
Yeah.
When
Now, these little guys hook up to your basic system.
What about one of these?
There's an angle detection switch in case somebody tries to tow you, and a shock sensor switch in case somebody smacks the window.
Toss them in, Howard, buddy. Some of my best friends are switches.
Yeah. Now, it's always smart to have a hood lock of some kind. That way they can't get at your alarm system. Best kind is a cable. Runs back to the passenger compartment with a key lock on one end.
A veritable plethora of theft prevention possibility.
You gotta outsmart the bad guys because they know what they're doing.
That gives me idea. Need one of these.
Now, here you got your steering wheel lock and your steering wheel to brake pedal lock. Some of the so-called purists think this is the cat's meow. What you do is crank the wheel over, put this thing on. The only way you're going to drive it is in a circle. But no matter what you do, to keep them from breaking in the first place, you put a red warning light someplace where they can see it real easy. Then you put a few warning decals on the windows for good measure, and chances are they're not even going to think about messing with it once you got all that stuff on it.
Makes sense. You better listen to this man.
So, what do you think?
Excellent, dude. Wrap them up.
All of it?
Read my LEDs, muchacha.
All of it.
Hola, Lisa.
Hey, you're smart doing all this stuff right away.
Prevention is best protection. Already have information logged into computer. Make, model, vehicle identification number, title, insurance policy number, Xerox copy of everything in a safe place. 2.
That's well and good, but from my experience as a reporter, I've learned that just having the information isn't as important as to putting it into practice. You've got to be alert, Johnny. Attentive to details.
Okay, but...
Remember, always park your car in a well-lit area.
Well, but you don't understand.
Always shut the engine off and lock the car. And take the keys with you.
Check, but
And never leave cameras or expensive things in plain view. And remember to always take responsibility for the fact that prevention is your best sort of deterrent for this sort of crime.
Right, but Lisa...
That's up to you, isn't it, Johnny?
Lisa, behind you.
Hey, my car!
Stop.
Hey, you jerk, what are you doing?
Help, please. Bad humans.
I don't get it. What happened?
Your old truck worth protecting, too. I installed starter interrupt switch. Just took a minute. Hope you don't mind.
And remember to always take responsibility for the fact that prevention is your best sort of deterrent. All right already.
Well, now, look who's coming, Cappy. Looks like trouble to me.
Big trouble. And he's packing heat, too, buckaroos.
Well, he's getting closer. Closer.
Ooh.
Closer. Closer.
Oh.
Hold your fire. Hold your fire.
Whoa!
Attention, neighbors! Kindly stare out your windows at the sleaze or sleazes that are trying to steal my truck. Call the police, the sheriff, the CHP. This perpetrator should be arrested, out of business, dumped in the slammer.
Well, looks like you picked the wrong horse to rustle, Pilgrim. Yeah, ha, 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 ha.
Breakthroughs in cigarette technology, beginning with milestones in blending, to the first successful filter cigarette, from advances in menthol flavoring, to unique filter configurations, technological leadership which has taken us to the limits of low-tar innovation, until today. The challenge, to create the cigarette of the 90s. The vision, to provide our consumers with a cleaner way to smoke. The goal, to continue a long tradition of technological leadership, pioneering new horizons in cigarette design, responding to an ever-changing consumer environment. The commitment, 5 years and hundreds of millions of dollars in research and development, unprecedented marketing, advertising, and sales support, dedicated members of the RJR family, all working together to make the vision a reality. The promise, to build a bold new future for R.J. Reynolds Tobacco. The result, the most powerful new sales opportunity of its kind. Ladies and gentlemen, you stand at the threshold of a new era in smoking enjoyment. You are about to introduce one of the most dramatic advances in the history of the tobacco industry. The Cleaner Smoke. Premiere.
Through the years, Reynolds has pioneered innovations in cigarette technology. From advances in blending with camel, to filter technology with Winston and Salem, to breakthroughs in low tar with Vantage and Now. Premier represents, in my opinion, our greatest technological achievement to date. Premier is the result of years of work at our Research and Development Center in Winston-Salem. The product is a direct response to the increasing pressures facing today's smokers. Pressures ranging from the claims and perceptions about smoking to social pressures from friends, family, and co-workers. Premier is also the first of what we believe will be a whole new generation of cigarettes. Just as filtered cigarettes revolutionized the industry in the 50s, Premier will open a new range of options to today's smokers. Certainly the foremost issue facing the brand is its successful introduction into test market. Firmly establishing Premier as a major new brand is critical to the effectiveness of later expansions. And we've selected the Phoenix, Tucson, and St. Louis markets to launch Premier for two reasons. First, we expect the brand to have its greatest appeal in major metropolitan areas where target competitive smokers are concentrated and also where smoking issues are more prevalent. We also have the utmost confidence that our sales force in these key cities will effectively implement the most aggressive sales and marketing program ever undertaken by our company. I'm extremely proud of our people and our company for having the creativity, commitment, and dedication necessary to develop this tremendous innovation in cigarette design. I'm equally gratified in the knowledge that this pioneering new brand now leaves our hands in Winston-Salem and is being passed on to you, the finest and most respected selling force in our country. I believe Premier will change the industry as we know it. Quite simply, it's our biggest opportunity since Winston. We are confident that Premier's introduction will be successful, and we are tremendously excited about its future.
Many weeks of 70-hour work. We really almost had to make people leave. Whenever we take people touring our facilities, you just feel the commitment, you feel the dedication. Truly a magnificent team effort, and truly a tribute both to our people and to our company.
I was involved with the project from its inception. As a matter of fact, I feel like this is my baby. We have had, as you would expect in most research situations, tremendous enthusiasm about this product. But from a research director's point of view, it's even more than that. It's watching people meet a great challenge. What's interesting about people is that if you give them a challenge, they respond magnificently. And from my point of view, it's watching that response that's just so wonderful. And when you see that across the laboratory, and then when it got out of the laboratory into other areas within the company and watch the same response, you know you've got something very great you're dealing with.
Premier represents a tremendous breakthrough in cigarette technology that will give us a decided edge in the marketplace. Premier is a real leg up on the competition. Philip Morris can't match it. Neither can Brown & Williamson or any other tobacco company. With unique and important benefits to offer today's smoker, Premier should capture a significant share of market. I'm excited about Premier as the first of a new generation of advanced technology products that will position RJR for the future. With the ever-building pressure of our industry, Premier is a timely and positive step in advancing our role as leaders in innovation in the cigarette business.
Okay, I'll tell you the thing that I remember the most is after working with a very small staff of people for the first couple of years, one person growing to 3 and then about 5, and going through a lot of different ideas that didn't pan out. Somebody ran into my office one day and they said, my God, come to the lab, come to the lab. Now we've got to show you something. And I went, and what they showed me was the concept that became Premier. And that's, to me, that was the best day.
Coming from Tobaccoville, which was quite an honor to work on the world's largest, most modern cigarette factory, to come to this project, which now is a transition like going from chewing tobacco to a cigarette. It's that major of a transition. I see this as an exciting challenge both for the manufacturing process and for the marketing and sales force. It really gives the marketing and sales people another alternative offer to all the smokers. They should sell it and market it and push it fast.
And that's really what this past year has been about. We've worked very, very hard in developing what we feel is the very best promotional plan ever executed by Reynolds Tobacco. Whether the programs are delivered at retail or through direct mail, they're all specifically designed to make sure that each smoker has a quality trial experience with Premier, and to make sure that they understand about the product and know the benefits that Premier brings to them. So I guess now it's time for us to reap the rewards of our efforts. You know, someone was asking me the other day, what am I going to do when this product goes to market? And what I'd like to do is to be able to just sit down, have a drink or two or three, and watch the product fly off the shelf, because I think it will. We have a tremendous product, we have a tremendous promotion plan, and with a combination of those two things, we just have to win.
For the past 75 years, R.J. Reynolds Tobacco has pioneered innovations in cigarette technology, beginning with breakthroughs in blending, to the first successful filter cigarette, and the first menthol filter cigarette, to innovations in filtration, and advances in air dilution. And now, scientists at RJR Labs have made a profound discovery to address the pressures facing today's smokers. Current cigarette technology had been pushed close to its limits. A breakthrough was needed to confront these unprecedented issues. RJR proudly announces the biggest advance in cigarette history. A cigarette that heats tobacco rather than burning it. Introducing Premier, the cleaner smoke. Premier ushers in a whole new era of smoking enjoyment, cleaner smoking enjoyment. At first glance, Premier looks like any other cigarette. But what's inside is the remarkable discovery that we believe will change smoking forever. It all starts by lighting the heat tip in Premier's front end. This remarkable component is made of highly refined carbon. It is surrounded by an insulating jacket and a special paper that burns back about a ¼ inch when the product is lit. The heat tip generates warm air that forms a full and satisfying smoke when it passes through Premier's tobacco flavor system. Rolled tobacco and small beads coated with tobacco and other natural flavors give Premier its smooth, clean taste. The smoke is cooled as it passes through a tobacco filter, which adds even more natural tobacco flavor. The final filter further cools the smoke to deliver Premier's clean, satisfying taste. Premier is a true breakthrough in cigarette design. By heating instead of burning tobacco, Premier changes the very composition of cigarette smoke, substantially reducing many of the controversial compounds produced by burning tobacco. Those that remain include carbon monoxide, but it is at a level no greater than in the best-selling lights. Quite simply, it's a breakthrough that could change smoking forever. You smoke Premier the same way you smoke any other cigarette. From your very first puff, this cigarette will treat you to a smoke that is remarkably full and satisfying, yet not at all heavy. A smoke with a cleaner taste, a cleaner aroma, a cleaner feel. A smoke that dissipates almost the moment you exhale. And after the first few puffs, there's virtually no smoke from the lid end. Since Premier doesn't burn tobacco, it doesn't burn down, so there's no burnt tobacco ash. Even though Premier doesn't burn down, it produces the same number of puffs as other king-size cigarettes to give you full smoking enjoyment. As with any other cigarette, smokers should dispose of Premier properly. The Premier Clean Case temporarily stores up to 5 used Premier cigarettes until it is convenient to properly dispose of them. We're making a free clean case available to smokers with every carton purchase and introductory promotional offers. To introduce this revolutionary cigarette, magazine, newspaper, outdoor advertising and retail promotional support behind Premier will exceed any cigarette brand in your market. Innovative direct mail programs will create immediate and widespread demand for new Premier. To give every smoker the unique opportunity to experience new Premier, RJR has developed the most aggressive retail program ever. According to our marketing research, Premier generated the greatest purchase interest ever for an RJR new brand. That translates to increased sales for you. And because Premier is priced at a premium to other cigarettes, that increased volume means even greater profits than brands you currently
Very based, I'm going to start smoking right away. My teachers lied to me, drugs are great.
Widely anticipated product introductions.
Very based, I'm going to start smoking right away. My teachers lied to me, drugs are great.
Join us in celebrating the first in a whole new generation of cigarettes. We look forward to sharing the success of this remarkable discovery with you. Premier, the cleaner smoke.
Today, you are hearing about Premier, a product that I feel in my 25 years in this industry is the most innovative new product to reach the consumer. The commitment and dedication that has gone into the development of this product is unheard of. And I thank those people and congratulate them for that effort. Now it is your turn to take this exciting new and innovative product, Premier, and sell it as you have never sold a product before. The excitement that you will feel from this product and the pride in its development will carry us to new heights in the introduction of a new brand. You have the marketing support and the sales programs, and most of all, the most innovative new cigarette product to come on the market in the history of the industry. I look forward to the challenge of making this a winner in every aspect of our sales organization and our company.
R.J. Reynolds proudly announces the biggest breakthrough in cigarette history. A cigarette that heats tobacco rather than burning it. Introducing Premier, the cleaner smoke. At first glance, Premier looks and feels like any other cigarette. But what's inside is the remarkable discovery that we believe will change smoking forever. It all starts by lighting the heat tip in Premier's front end. The heat tip generates warm air that forms a full and satisfying smoke when it passes through Premier's tobacco and unique flavor system. The smoke moves through a tobacco filter, which adds even more natural tobacco flavor. By heating instead of burning tobacco, Premier changes the very composition of cigarette smoke, substantially reducing many of the controversial compounds produced by burning tobacco. Those that remain include carbon monoxide, but it is at a level no greater than in the best-selling lights. Quite simply, it's a breakthrough that could change smoking forever. Smoke Premier the same way you smoke any other cigarette. From your very first puff, this cigarette will treat you to a smoke with a cleaner taste, a cleaner aroma, a cleaner feel. But the smoke dissipates almost the moment you exhale. And after the first few puffs, there's virtually no unwelcome smoke from the lid end. Since Premier doesn't burn tobacco, it doesn't burn down, so there's no burnt tobacco ash. What it all comes down to is cleaner smoke for smokers and those around them. Premier, the cleaner smoke.
I love tanks.
13% of smokers smoke 50% of all menthols.
But the real tank drivers have agreed to let me pretend for the day so that you and I can learn about tanks and other military vehicles and how they work. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go. Hey, wait for me. Oh, look at this baby. This is beautiful. It's so big, too. It's an M1A1. I know all about it because I read about it on the internet. I know everything there is to know about this tank. Yes, I do. Oh, yes, sir. It's Tank Driver Dave reporting in for duty, sir. Can't wait to get my hands on the steering wheel of this baby.
At ease, Dave. Well, you know there's no steering wheel on an M1A1.
Oh, yeah, I knew that.
All right, let's go over here and get your special assignment.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. No steering wheel. If they don't have a steering wheel, look how many... Oh! How do they steer it?
Rule number 1 there, Tank Driver Dave. Never walk underneath the gun, too. You might knock some sense in your head.
Yes,
Don't
sir.
need that.
I won't make that mistake again, sir.
Outstanding. All right, let's go over here. I brief you. All right, this right here is the M1A1, main battle tank. I need you to safeguard this as if your life depended on it.
As if my life depended on it.
Now, this thing has been upgraded with top-secret gadgets.
Top-secret gadgets?
Now, the president is depending on you to guard it.
The president is depending on me.
Now, tomorrow morning, my tank crew will be here to take this tank, and we'll take it over to the ship, and it'll be out of your hands.
Okay.
Now, I need you to take these binos right here.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to guard the perimeter.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. You can count on me, sir. The president can count on me, sir. Thank you so much. Oh, this is so much fun.
All right, carry on.
Yes, sir. Oh, boy, the president is counting on me. I'll protect this tank, all right. Nobody's going to get their hands on this tank while Tank Driver Dave is watching it. All is quiet with Tank Driver Dave in charge. Hey, while we're just hanging out here, what do you say we take a closer look at the tank? M1A1, like I told you before, weighs 69 tons. Now, that's heavy. These tracks alone on each side weigh 2 tons apiece. Now, this is just like a bulldozer. It allows it to go just about anywhere. See these little rubber things here? If those get worn out, you can change them, just like an old tire. Come on back here. Look at this. This is a big sprocket, just like you have on your bicycle. Only this one, instead of being hooked to a chain, is hooked to the track. And this turns when the motor goes, and it pulls the big
Israel
track
is depending
around,
on you, soldier.
and makes the tank go. And to turn it, one track goes faster than the other one, or maybe backwards, and that makes the tank go backwards and forwards and this way and that way. Has a taillight just like a car. Whoa! This is, you could roast marshmallows here. This is where the engine is in there. It's a big turbine engine, kind of like a jet engine. It's very hot. In fact, this gets up to 700 degrees when it's running. And it gets 1,500 horsepower to push this big tank along. And guess what? It'll burn on anything from kerosene to jet fuel, because sometimes when you're in other countries, fuel is hard to come by. Armor plates along the side. Look at these. They're almost 2 inches thick. That's because there's a fuel tank in there with more than 500 gallons of fuel, plus the driver's there, and you got to protect him, that's for sure. So how do you get on a tank? Kind of like getting on a horse. Look at this. Put your foot right in there. Look at this. This is a grenade launcher. They launch smoke grenades. They create a wall of smoke, and the tank can actually hide behind it so the bad guys can't see it. This is where they mount a machine gun. An even bigger machine gun goes here. And this is the turret. This goes all the way around. Has the big gun on the front, 120 millimeters. Oh, it's big. Boom, 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 boom. Look at this. This is called the gunner's doghouse. It's where he aims the big guns. It's actually a periscope, so he sits down below and can see up here. And look at the colored glass. It's laser shielded, just like in Star Wars. Oh, boy. Look at this. This is where the driver sits on the tank. And I figured out why they don't have steering wheels. Because they have one of these. It's, well, it's kind of like riding a motorcycle or a bicycle, because it steers like this. That controls the tracks forward and backwards and turns the tank. And then this is just like the throttle on a motorcycle. And this is a shifter right here. Forward and reverse. Forward and reverse. Down there, there's a brake pedal, just like in a car. And there's all kinds of controls and cool stuff in here. Look at all these gauges here. I wonder what that does. I better not. Wow, look at this. Look at all this cool stuff. This is the seat where the head guy is. He's the commander, and he tells everybody else what to do. He's got his own periscope, and he actually has his own smaller turret. This actually turns, and he can aim the little gun up there, not really little, 50 caliber, and control it from right here. Boom, 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 boom. Over here on the left side is where the loader sits. Now, what's the loader do? You're pretty smart. He loads the ammo into the big gun. But where does he get it? Behind that safety wall there. To open it, you push this lever here with your knee. It opens up, pull the ammo out, and put it in the big gun right over there. And he's also responsible for the radio communications. That's located back there. There's so much cool stuff in here, I can't believe it. Well, this is a tight squeeze. Hardly even room for me. This is the part below the doghouse where the periscope comes down. This is where the gunner sits, and he controls the movement of the turret and also the up and down motion of the big cannon, okay? And this is where he does it, right here. He looks through this hole here, and that's where he aims the big gun. And then you just push this button here. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, no, I'm really in trouble now. I gotta get back to guarding this tank. Uh-oh. Hello, sir.
Eddie's, Dave. Was that you that just fired off this main gun?
Sir, yeah, kind of it was, but I was just demonstrating how the thing works, you know, and I accidentally, I didn't even know it was loaded.
Stop! Stop! Get down and give me 50.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Eddie's, Dave.
Yes, sir.
Now, we're going to give you one last chance to guard this tank. Now, my man will be here in the morning to take it out of here and send it to the front. You understand?
Yes, sir, I will. I'll never do that again.
This is your post. I need you to man it as if your life depended on it.
Yes, sir.
All right, carry on.
Whoops, accidentally shoot the USS Liberty.
I could be a real tank commander if I wanted to. Yeah, that's it. I love tanks. It's Tank Commander Dave. It's Tank Commander Dave. Oh, this is fun. On to the front. I'm Tank Driver Dave. I'm Tank Driver Dave. Wait a minute, we're not actually going over this, are we? Wait, just a minute here. Whoa. This baby could use some softer suspension, I think. Yeah, for sure on that. Whoa! Oh, look at this baby go. Wow. She gets up and moves, that's for sure. But hey, wait a minute, slow down. Better hold on to my hat. Whoa! Yes, sirree. I'm a real tank driver now. Yeehaw! The tank! Where'd the tank go? I know. Secret enemy agent was coming in the middle of the night and taking the tank. And this was my last chance. Oh, I'm gonna be in trouble now. If I follow the tracks, maybe I can find it. No way am I gonna let down the President of the United States. Let's see now, if I was a secret agent, where would I hide an M1A1? I gotta find my tank. Well, there's a tank. Well, wait a minute, this isn't my M1A1. I know what this is. I read about it in the history books. It's an M4 Sherman tank. It was used in World War II. Hey, look at this. This is one of the very first tanks. It was really small, and it didn't have very big guns, but it did protect the soldiers inside. And it did have
War
tracks
never
like a bulldozer,
changes.
so it could go places other vehicles couldn't. Look at this old tank. It looks like a big bug with guns. Well, they may have looked kind of strange, but because of the thick armor and the tracks instead of wheels, they played a big role in supporting our soldiers on the ground. Tank Driver Dave salutes the mighty tank. That's smart. I gotta find that tank. Where would they hide that tank? Wow, look at that. I guess you could say we found a herd of Humvee. Humvees are the hardest working vehicles in the military, and there's a reason for that. They can be turned into all kinds of different things, just like that. This is an ambulance Humvee, for instance. Here's a troop transporter Humvee. You just load the guys in the back, and you can drive them around. Here's one that can be used just to get around, and also as a radio communications vehicle. Oh, they're cool. Humvees are special because they're high off the ground, they're four-wheel drive, and they're wide, so they won't tip over. And guess what? They even have bush guards on the front. And if we open the engine, we can see that it's a great big diesel engine. Boom, 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 boom. Big and strong to drive the Humvee through the creeks and the deserts and everywhere. And they're special because you can go through water with them. Water almost up to here, and the engine will still work because it's got an air intake there that sucks the air in. And then the exhaust, instead of being on the bottom in the back, is on the top in the back. Oh, they're cool. And they'll go just about anywhere. Whoa, let's take a look inside. Wow, look at this. Inside a Humvee, it's pretty cool, but it's also very, very basic. No frills here, no leather seats. To start it, you just turn this. You don't even need a key. There's the horn. And guess what else? There's a switch right here that turns on little lights on the front. So if you got night vision goggles on, you don't have to have your headlights on. You can see everything, even though it's dark. Oh, this Humvee's really cool. Top speed, about 45 miles an hour.
Humvee stands for High Mobility Multi-Purpose Wheeled Vehicle. Did you get that? That's High Mobility Multi-Purpose Wheeled Vehicle. The Humvee is a true four-wheel drive vehicle. It has independent drives on each of its four wheels. The body of the Humvee is made of aircraft aluminum on a steel frame. Oh, it's very strong. Hey, some are even bulletproof. Some Humvees have guns mounted on the top. Look, this one has a surface-to-air missile launcher on its back. Humvees can pull heavy loads, all right. And some Humvees perform as hospital vehicles.
Barbed wire fence. If I was a secret agent, that's exactly where I'd hide a tank, behind the barbed wire. I gotta get over this fence. I gotta get down. I don't want to disappoint the president. Oh, I know I can do this. I know I can. I just know I can do this if I try hard enough. Hey, wait. Oh, well, I guess I needed a shower anyway. Wait, am I going to let down the President of the United States? Where could they have put that tank? Look at that baby. In the Marine Corps, they call that the 5-ton. It's big and bad, 6-wheel drive, and it'll haul anything from ammo to supplies to lots of troops. Oh, it's a beauty.
Let's go over here and take a closer look at it. Pretty plain inside. No frills there. Yeah, got the canvas on there pretty good. 5 tons are the big daddy of the Marine Corps. They can be transported on airplanes. They can haul lots of troops in the back. And they can sure pull some heavy loads. Sometimes they have machine guns on top. Sometimes they're used to haul ammunition. They can even be loaded onto ships. I love the 5-ton.
Hey, stop. Hey, you guys haven't seen an M1A1 around here anywhere, have you? That way. Thanks. Carry on. Wow. It's another tank. This one's the right color, but it's not my tank. I know what this tank was. I read about it in the history books. An M60A1. They used it during Vietnam and up through the 80s, something like that. I gotta find my tank, though. know, when you're in the Marines, you got to move a lot of supplies around from here to there and up and down and everywhere. That's what this is. An EBFL, Extended Boom Forklift. This baby can move practically anything. Wait, I don't have a seatbelt on. Whoa. Wait. Oh, this is dangerous. I should have never climbed in this box. Oh, well, that was quite a ride. I gotta find that tank. Wait a minute, what's that? Whoa! What is that? Wait, whoa! I gotta get out of Not a tank, but it's pretty cool. Wow. Check this out. This is the LVS, the Logistics Vehicle System. This is the Marine Corps' big dragon. It has 8-wheel drive. Even the trailer has 4-wheel drive. Back there's a great big Cummins diesel that can power this big bad boy just about anywhere. And look at this. It's even got a moonroof. Look at these big wheels. And the steering on this is very special. The front wheels turn like this, and there's a big hydraulic thing back there that pulls it from side to side. The water can come all the way up to here, so it can go through lakes and streams, almost like a submarine. Next to the M1A1, I think the LVS is my favorite vehicle.
The LVS Logistics Vehicle System can come in all kinds of configurations. It can haul ammunition. It can haul fuel. The LVS can go on ships.
The United States sold his tank to ISIS when he was not looking.
Airplanes. No wonder they call it the Big Dragon. I know I can find that tank if I just keep looking. Oh, wait a minute. What is that over there? Look at that. Whoa. Ah. Wait a minute, where are my binos? I lost my binos. There they are. Yeah. Oh, they're all dirty. Oh, look, I can't see. I think I moved my binos. Be careful here. Be careful. Whoa. I'm stuck. Oh, gee. Oh, ow. Whoa, not again. Whoa. Careful now. Be careful from now on. You gotta be careful. I'm gonna find that tank. It's the last thing I do. Hey, look at this. Sometimes tanks are dropped from airplanes. Yeah, the big planes fly real low, and the tanks are pulled from the back of the plane by parachutes. They skid to a stop on special platforms designed to protect the tracks. This tank is called Hercules. The boom on the front can lift 35 tons. This is a bridge builder tank. They call it the Wolverine. It can build an 85-foot bridge in just 5 minutes. And then it can retrieve it again in just 10 minutes. Military tank bulldozers are cool too. They're used to move dirt, of course, and they also move big container haulers when offloading supplies from ships and trucks. Helicopters are used to move troops, and so are these. These are known as LVTs, landing vehicles with tracks. It can go on land and on the water. When the LVT goes into the water, the tracks are used to help propel it, and the special water jet on the back helps steer it and drive it through the water. The jet pumps more than 14,000 gallons per minute. Here's another amphibious vehicle. You know what that means. You're pretty smart. It means that it can go on the water and the land. These are LAVs, light armored vehicles. They come in all shapes and sizes. They're a lot like tanks, but with one big difference. Oh, you guessed it. They have wheels instead of tracks. The Marines use all kinds of vehicles, some with tracks and some with wheels. Some are big and some are small. Each has a very special job to do. But you know what? I think Tank Driver Dave still likes the mighty tank the best of all.
That's it. My tank. I found my tank. Yeah, it's the right one. Oh, I found you. Wait a minute. Help. Wait. Help. It's Tank Driver Dave! I'm not supposed to be on this, I shouldn't have done that.
What are you doing, Dave?
Sir, please forgive me. I can explain everything. I'm sorry. I was guarding the tank just like you told me to. And I must have just dozed off for maybe just a second. And the secret agents came in the middle of the night and they stole the tank. And I don't know how they did it without waking me up, but they stole the tank away. So I went in search of. I got my camouflage and my binocs, and these are great binocs. I found so much cool equipment, big stuff, little stuff, everything but the tank. And then finally, I just about given up, and there she was, my M1A1. So I wanted to give it just a little hug, to say hi to it. And when I did, they started it up, and I was swinging around in the air, and I don't know.
One, she wasn't stolen. My tank crew came this morning, and they loaded her up, heading for the front. Now, I came here to just personally thank you for your hard work on guarding this vehicle.
To thank me?
To thank you.
To thank me?
You.
For protecting the freedom?
For protecting the freedom.
For the President of the United States.
For the President.
And all of America.
For everybody in America and the Marine Corps.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Well, Semper Fi, Dave, and thank you for your hard work.
Semper Fi.
All right.
Semper Fi. Wait a minute. What does Semper Fi mean?
Semper Fi means always faithful, Dave.
Always faithful. Like the Marines. Always faithful.
Thank you for your hard work.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Well, this has been a lot of fun, hasn't it? Thanks for watching. From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we will fight our country's battle on the land, the air, and the sea. Right. Wait for me. Wait.
Sloppy job, Mossad. Join my Discord.